Yo, 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 and hello and welcome to the 121st episode of GameSpeak Podcast. New episodes go up for free every Wednesday in audio format on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and all of your favorite podcast directories, and in video format on YouTube so you can see us in stunning HD. This show is two childhood BFFs bringing you all things video games. You can find us online at createforsanity.com where you can listen to episodes, subscribe for behind-the-scenes news, read rad articles, and buy sick t-shirts from our shop. Also, be sure to join the community in the Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/GameSpeakPodcast to hang and talk games with other nerds like us. I'm one of your hosts, JAMAL Al-Jafra, alongside BRENT. Bass!
Hey! JAMAL is officially over the hill today.
Yeah, dude, I'm like at least 100 now.
At least 100. No, actual age, 87 years old.
87. I stopped counting like 415 years ago.
Yeah, the Jedi, that's how you look so good. You're one with the Force. You're like Yoda.
It is. Yeah.
Or Noah.
Yoda.
Wasn't Noah super old? Those Bible people?
Yeah, the Bible people lived for a long time.
They lived for a long time, like in the early Bible, right?
And it's because they're all psychopaths. Like, none of them stressed about anything. Like, if they had to kill their own son, they're like, be it. Whatever. Fuck it, dude.
That's the key to longevity is just to not stress and just kill your own son.
Yeah, just have no fucking like remorse, no guilt. They all fell asleep pretty easily for what was going on at that time.
Yeah.
Like no showers,
How could you sleep knowing that people were just like smearing lamb blood over their door trying to like avoid plagues and shit. I don't know, man.
Even the nicest dude in the world, Jesus Christ, I mean, he was like, I'm on the side of this guy who just like will fuck up anyone. God, that guy. He's got a pretty shady past, this God guy.
It's true.
Just saying, no offense to God, but
and if we go back in the record books,
literal record books, the oldest record book in the book,
there's some sketchy stuff.
Yeah,
the whole book of Job is just sketchy, dude.
We did a whole podcast over this, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we did.
It was like video game.
Bible video games.
Or no. Bible stories that would make great video games.
That was a good podcast.
A lot of them were violent.
Episode, yeah. But yeah, happy birthday.
Oh, thanks, dude.
It's Jamal's birthday.
I'm actually 27 today.
Woo!
Which is
old as fuck.
Old as fuck, dude.
You're getting old as fuck.
We're almost 30. But I feel like when we do turn 30, we're going to look back and be like, we were so young.
So full of life.
Give it back to me. Give me yesteryear.
Yeah, I'm not tripping until I turn 30. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, as soon as I hit 30, I might as well just
jump
off of that hill.
That's it.
That's
it.
Yeah, dude.
Might as well start looking at coffins and graveyard plots, bro.
By the way, I don't know if this episode is going to be super loud. Like, I turned up the volume a little bit this time to kind of test with it.
Bump the volume. I mean, if it's a little too loud,
I don't know if we could ever be loud enough. But we'll see. I think it'll be a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing.
I hope so.
We're going to like go, welcome to GameSpeak Podcast.
The song's going to be like, and
I'm down. I grew up in the mid-aughts, dude.
When the commercial would be like 3 times louder than the TV show.
Oh yeah, dude. And all we listened to was Screamo, dude. We couldn't get enough volume.
Yeah, dude. It's true.
But anyways, so lots of shit's been happening this week besides my birthday. We went and saw Midsommar, dude.
Midsommar, Ari Aster's newest flick.
Yeah, dude. So how'd you feel about it?
I don't know. I've had a lot of time to reflect on it since we went and watched it, and I don't know how I felt about it. I read an interview with Ari Aster, and he said the original cut of the movie was 3 hours and 45 minutes long.
I don't think I could have taken much more.
I think I would have preferred it because I feel like there was a way bigger story that he wanted to tell there. You know what I mean? And I think it would have been a lot more interesting. You know what I mean? I think that, like, he said there's some really crucial scenes from the movie that got cut that he kind of feels like the movie shouldn't have even been able to, like, function without. You know what I mean?
But it did, though. I felt like it was visually pleasing.
It was very visually pleasing. But he said there's a part in the middle of the movie that's like, he said it's kind of equates to like Hereditary, where like there's a part where they have that argument at the dinner table, and you know that their relationship is like completely over. You know what I mean? He said there's a part where like the couple in Midsommar has an argument in the middle of the movie. He said it's his favorite dialogue in the whole movie, and they cut it out. And he said that it's basically like it's like the end of their relationship and starts this like sort of hate for each other.
She's like, it's over.
Well,
he's like, perfect dialogue.
It more or less, what he's getting at is it more or less explains why he was like fucking that one girl. Sorry, spoiler alert, guys. Why he's like fucking that one girl, and why she kind of like was like fuck you and like burned him at the end. You know what I mean? I feel like it was kind of like the glue that needed. I just hope they put out like an extended version.
Oh, of course they will.
You know
they just couldn't do it for theaters. I feel like that was the issue.
Absolutely. And I think that the extended version is going to be a little better, in my opinion. But I liked it. I just think that it needed a little more story. I don't know.
Yeah. That's one of those films that I'm not sure I'll be able to watch at home, because I feel like you got to have that like giant 4K screen that's going on
to
here.
Get the fucking effect. Yeah, it's a beautiful movie.
Very
like,
beautiful.
The whole movie, even like the weird gory parts are beautiful. Like the way he does like the drug effects, like
it's the most realistic trip scenes I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah, I've seen. You see all these movies where they trip or whatever. And this one, it's just so realistic and weird and all the like elements of the movie that could be considered weird or supernatural are like cloaked with drugs. You know what I mean? So it's like it's not like Hereditary in the sense that there's some obvious supernatural shit going on. It's more like everybody's just drugged out of their mind. And I think to some people that'll be more scary, and I think to me personally it was less scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it was less scary, more disturbing.
Yeah.
Like, it was a disturbing movie.
It was. It was a lot like, it kind of reminded me of, like, a mix between, like, Signs and, like, something really bright and, like, Green Inferno. Did you ever see Green Inferno?
Oh, God, I hated that movie.
I don't know. It was weird.
Green Inferno was, like, the knockoff shitty version of this movie.
Yeah, I mean, just the fact, like, I think that they like, the part where they were just, like, smashing their heads with the hammers and shit, I think that's what did it for me. And, like, how it was all bright and stuff at the same time. That's kind of where I draw the parallel there. I
get what you're saying, but I feel like this one was a little less of a gore fest and more of a lore fest,
Yeah,
there I go with the lore. Like he's always got this underlying theme and story that's happening that like you can kind of you can make it okay that this gore is happening.
Yeah.
It's not just gore for gore's sake.
No.
It's there to, one, disturb you, but at the same time make you feel something.
Well, yeah, like, I mean, especially in like for a good example of that is like in Hereditary, where the girl whacks her head,
Yeah, we won't say which girl that was.
One of the most impactful moments
in a movie ever. But
you know what I mean?
It was filled with the depression and the overwhelmingness of the mother just losing her mind,
right.
Like and the son
who
say, was the cause of it.
Yeah,
like just
you see his sanity like break,
his apathy. It just takes over. He's like, I can't do anything. It's over.
And the weird moment of like panic where it happens, and like there's this, all this stuff's been going on, and he's already have this like he's on his emotional breaking point, and then you just see him snap. Like, I don't know, like there's something about Hereditary that was just so much like deeper and better to me. Like, don't get me wrong, I love both
it was
movies,
better, but it's because that was the first place we saw it.
Yeah, I guess
I feel like there were some like reoccurring tropes from his own thing, and it's like you want to be mad at him, but it's like he's the one that started it.
Yeah, and I think it was kind of ballsy of him to go more or less the entire movie in bright, like light. There's
Daylight.
maybe like 3 scenes where it was kind of dark.
Daylight come and you want to go home at like 2 in the morning.
I gotta say though, he's like a master of using darkness to like its full potential to scare you. So it's like, even though like 1 or 2 scenes where it was dark, I felt like were way creepier than the rest of the movie. Like,
oh yeah,
like
absolutely.
where she goes in the bathroom, or like when she, when he's like trying to steal the tomes or what,
or take pictures of them.
And it's like, I don't
why
know.
would you do that?
When you look at like Hereditary, like a lot of that is just like his mastery of like shadows and like like how and I think he just wanted to show that he could do like master
Anything.
light too, and like I don't know, the little effects throughout the movie, like there's so many little subtle things, like the hills would just be breathing in the background, and you wouldn't even like really notice it unless you kind of look,
Definitely. It was I guess the thing about it is that even if you say it's not good for an Ari Aster film, you're saying it's still better than most films.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, just go watch it.
It's significantly better than most horror movies, for sure.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Like, if you're into, film, or if you're into horror at all, just go watch it.
Speaking of films that are not horrifying, I watched the movie that you lent to me last week.
Your Name.
Your Name.
Period.
It was good.
Is it a period? Is there a period?
I don't know. I think so.
I think it's just Your Name. I think period. No, but how'd you feel about it?
It was really good. It started a little slow for me, to be honest with you, but I think a lot of good animes start off a little slow. The little random musical interludes throughout it, they kept throwing me off, dude. I would be so into the story, and then it just be, and I say, it would just do like a fucking like anime theme song, like they just be like flying through the air and shit. It's just like, what is going on? It's like, and then it would just go back to the story like nothing happened.
Yeah, literally, like just random interludes that make no sense, and every time you think the movie's over, it just keeps going. But it's not overstaying its welcome, because like right when you're like about to feel like it's too much,
right when you're like, okay, come on, what the fuck? It's like it just goes back into it, and you're like, okay.
It's like, all right, I kind of want to know what's going on here.
And the music was like kind of like cheesy, like pop punk from like
2007.
Yeah, like 2007, which I like. Part of me loved, and part of me was like, "What the fuck is this?"
The thing is that music's still popular over there.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
I gotta move to Japan, dude.
Metal and like rock and pop punk is still super popular in Japan, but though they do have J-pop.
All that aside, the animation was super beautiful. Like there's a part where it started raining at the end, and it's like you can see every raindrop just drawn in.
Who had to fucking draw that?
I pity them, dude.
Yeah,
like
dude.
That whole scene was just like, it was a good movie. Like it was just kind of like a genuine like love story.
It was, know what I mean? With like
which you don't
time
see a lot
travel,
nowadays,
sci-fi, like all mixed into one.
I loved it, and I don't know. My thing about it is like I feel like most movies nowadays are scared to do a love story because they feel like it's too generic, or it's 2019, we got to do something different. But it's just like a basic love story. It was so simple and beautiful, but not simple at the same time. Like the story
was pretty complex.
Like the actual story was complex, but like the heart of it was very simple. You know what I mean? It was just about the two of them like connecting. I don't know. It was really. I mean, the story was deep, and there was a lot of like weird underlying things that that make sense like suddenly, and you're like, whoa. That was cool. It reminded me a lot of like Steins Gate or Erased. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah, there's like a lot of things that like leave you questioning. Like, wait, did that happen, or is it like, wait, where am I at? What part of the story are we at? Like, like it was really confusing, but at the same time, simple. It was like simple and complex. In one package.
I have 3 shows you would like that are very, very similar to this, but in my opinion have a slightly deeper story.
All right. Where are we going? Where are we going with this?
You got to look these up. You don't have to watch them all right now, but you should pick at least one of these and watch them at some point
before
soon.
next week.
I mean, you don't have to. These are pretty long shows. You know what I mean? So I would be surprised if you managed to watch, but they're all short episodes. You know how
it will take me a second because I'm still watching Evangelion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not expecting you to like demolish the whole like few seasons or whatever of any of these. Well, actually, Steins Gate is pretty quick watch, but it's a little slow at the beginning, but the payoff is like amazing. It's kind of like Your Name. Steins Gate is the most like Your Name because it starts off a little slow, but like holy shit, dude, like its story is just like the way it comes together and like wraps up is like amazing. You gotta take a little bit of time to like let yourself like the characters because you'll hate the fucking main character at the beginning. You'll just be like, oh my god, this guy's so annoying. But like as the story goes on, you realize everybody else in the show thinks he's annoying too. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, you kind of like start to, I don't know. But Steins Gate is one. Future Diary is another one. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Okay, that one's okay. Steins Gate, the guy makes a time machine. I'll just let you go on from there. That's basically all the time machine antics, you know. Future Diary. These all have like time travel themes. I was really into like time travel animes for a while. Future Diary is about these people who are all trying to kill each other, but they all have a similar device, and like the guy is like basically texting himself from the future. So he'll like,
oh, you told me about this. Yeah.
So if something happens, he like sends himself a text, and it's like this weird thing happens, and like
it's like trying to prevent it from happening.
Yeah.
Like he gives himself a chance to correct the timeline or something.
Exactly. And it's got like a love story mixed in. Imagine Your Name, but with like a ton of violence mixed in.
Yeah. Your Name is very family friendly.
Yeah.
You know.
But I mean, that one's got a crazy story with a lot of twists and turns, but it's not as like blow your mind like technical as that one, you know. It's just like really interesting and good, but it does have some really cool like time travel elements and stuff. Steins Gate is a much better, deeper story if you want something that's like a little richer. But then the third one you got to check out is Erased. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, I think that one might even be on Hulu or something if you have Hulu.
Okay.
Erased is excellent, dude. It's about this kid who like has the ability to go back in time like 10 seconds. And so like he, you know, like for example, he'll see like a car crash or something, and then like he'll go back in time and he'll like prevent it somehow, you know. And he's like had this power all his life basically. And then one day he comes home and he finds like his mom dead, and like he like freaks out and like accidentally goes all the way back in time to like his childhood, and he can't figure out how to like fix it, you know what I mean? So he
God.
So he's like has to basically relive his whole life up to the point where his mom like gets stabbed. I don't know, it's really trippy, dude. Like, and
I feel that would suck though. Like if you time traveled way too far back.
Yeah.
God dang it.
You're gonna love that one. It's one of the most beautiful, weird stories I've ever seen, and it's a lot like Your Name. Like it's if you like Your Name, you'll really like Erased, I think.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check it out. Let me. Okay, so I'll remember Erased and Steins Gate.
Yeah.
And then the other one is.
If you like those two, go back and watch Future Diary. Because
Future Diary.
Honestly, that one's good, but it's like kind of more towards the like Death Note side of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which I like Death Note. Death Note was good. I thought Death Note was amazing, honestly.
Okay, if you like Death Note, I mean, Future Diary is kind of like Death Note and Your Name mixed together.
Okay. Yeah, and everybody who's listening, y'all go watch those too.
Yeah.
You know, this will be a good description here for this episode. It'll be like, oh, we give our reviews on Midsommar, Your Name, and, you know, like, give you some homework. Anyways, also, we went on Cross Circle Podcast with Kevin Diaz. Their show is on their YouTube channel, which is called PlayStation Source. Just YouTube that, and you'll find them.
I think the episode is
44.
It's 44.
I think it's episode 44, or maybe 45.
Yeah. What the title of the episode? What was the topic about?
We talked about game studios that we want PlayStation to purchase or to buy.
Really interesting episode. Our friend Kevin Diaz had us on. Definitely check it out. It's super fun.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
For sure.
It was fun. And we were on video just like this one, except for we were sitting on the couch for Couch Bro Ops.
Yeah,
so.
much more flattering angle on us on that video.
Yeah, definitely. You can see our faces.
We need to start like just facing the camera and like sitting. You know what I mean?
We could do that.
That's why don't we do that?
I don't know. I think it's so we can just look into each other's eyes.
I think there's something about like
it's because we're talking to each other.
Yeah,
we're talking to you guys at home. But I
feel like we'd be like newscasters if we were like
hello and welcome to Game Speak Podcast.
That might be kind of fly though, dude. We should get like a newscaster. We'll have to talk about this. Big things coming from Game Speak Podcast.
Yeah, we just figured out this second. Hey, let's try it. I mean, why not?
Yeah, for sure.
You know, we haven't blown up on YouTube yet.
That's the secret. To blowing up
is to face the camera.
You have to be facing. I mean, it makes sense, you know.
Not only that, I feel like it leaves us room to experiment. You know, like we have time to experiment. And
if we ever buy a teleprompter,
Oh my god!
It'll just
then
be
our show would suck because then we wouldn't be free form.
Then we'd be sitting there with our like hands on the desk like this.
Yeah, we actually can't like I can't pay for ads on Facebook for any of our clips that have cursing in them.
Really?
Yeah, I tried to do that
That's
one.
fucking gay, bro.
and then you say that.
I'm taking it to the next level.
No.
I have to make it more offensive so Facebook can go fuck itself.
Yeah, that one that I put up the other day, like I could only share that with our page. I couldn't like promote it because
Good Lord.
But yeah, and
what kind of trickery is this?
I don't know. And thanks to everybody who's gone out and left us recommendations on our Facebook page, as well as left us reviews on Apple Podcasts. Please do that. If you can, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts because that moves us up in the ranks.
Ooh.
More people see it in Apple Podcasts if you do that for us.
We need to rank up.
Yeah, dude. I'm tired of being nothing, like we're not nothing, but I mean, like, have you seen Dumb and Dumber? It's like that. It's like where he's like, I'm tired of this, he's like what does he say? It's really funny. I don't remember, but he's like,
the only thing I remember
our
about
pets'
Dumb
heads
and Dumber
are falling off. We're going to Aspen, dude. But anyways, yeah, so watch Dumb and Dumber. So let's jump into the show. Let's get into the meat.
Yeah, let's get in the
grime, dude.
The scrime?
No, the grime.
Oh, I thought you just made up a word. I was like, that rocks.
Or the scrime. I mean,
scrime.
you just made that word. So
I like
together we have created scrime.
Dude, we
on
came
accident.
from the scrime, bro.
Came from the scrime. Okay. Let's jump into the video game news. Just so you guys know, we're using articles from gaming news sites from around the web, and we do not claim any of the material as our own. We're simply giving commentary on these articles and the news. Let's start it off with some weird, dumb shit that I don't really like to talk about, but we're going to have to talk about it.
Oh, lay it on me.
A new Turok game has emerged, and it looks like a huge departure for the series.
What is
Turok Escape from Lost Valley is an isometric adventure game with a very cute art style. Quite the change for a franchise that made its name as a mature-rated first-person shooter. The game's official description reads, in Turok Escape from Lost Valley, you wake from a long sleep as Turok and adventure alongside Andar through the adventurous world of the Lost Valley as you seek to find a path home. Encounter iconic adventures, iconic creatures from the Turok comic series with a cute but dangerous twist. Master the art of the knife and the bow as you encounter adorable but deadly enemies. Discover a path through unique environments and choose the best weapon for the enemy in front of you. The game is set to be released for PC on July 25th. No other platforms have been announced, but there has been little in the way of any official communication around the game. The developer Pillow Pig doesn't make reference to the new game on its website or social channels. It appears the project started as an entry to publisher Universal's Game Dev Challenge, which tasked indie developers with making new games based around classic franchises Turok, Voltron, Legendary Defender, Battlestar Galactica, Jaws, and Back to the Future. A new Voltron game subtitled Cubes of Olkarion is scheduled to launch in early access on July 25th, the same day Escape from Lost Valley comes to Steam.
Interesting. Excuse my dumbassness, but what does isometric exactly mean? Like, what is it?
So isometric is like that. Is basically like that top down, but from like a weird angle, like a, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, like a slanty top, like kind of like GTA Chinatown Wars or something like that.
Kind of. I would say it's more like Final Fantasy Tactics.
Oh, okay. So is it like that style of gameplay too, or is it like?
I think so. I think it's more of like a
Fire Emblem kind of.
Yeah, it's like a tactics game.
But that might work.
It looks chibi, almost. Very shitty looking. I'm just gonna go out and say it looks horrible, dude. I just want to throw this game in the trash.
Well, dang, man, that sounds not promising.
No. Not at all. But anyways, what you got over there?
Okay. Rocksteady Studios' critically acclaimed Batman Arkham game series will be re-released for a second time as Batman Arkham Collection. Basically, they're just going to add the Arkham Knight into it.
But it's already on Game Pass, so there's no sense.
Yeah, there's no sense if you've got Game Pass, unless you just want to own it, you know what I mean?
Or you have a PlayStation.
It does come with all the DLC if you buy this, you know what I mean? So, I mean, there is that, which might make it worth it, because there is a lot of DLC. Between the 3 games, you know, there's a lot of DLC. And I think you get some kind of exclusive costume that was previously only available in North America, or the Earth 2 Dark Knight skin, yeah. And you could only get that in North America previously, so if you're in a foreign country, you might want to scoop that up.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah. So there you go.
So then, speaking of Game Pass, the next big update for Xbox One is out now, and it includes some changes to Xbox Game Pass and improved Alexa support for voice commands. Starting with the new Xbox Game Pass features, a new Play Later tab has been introduced. As its name suggests, this is a hub where you can add games as a reminder to yourself to play later. The other, like you need that. The other big part of the July Xbox One update is improved functionality for Alexa voice commands. Specifically, a variety of new voice commands have been added that are specific to Xbox Game Pass. For example, you can now ask Alexa things like, "What's new on Game Pass this month?"
Oh, dope.
Or, "What's popular on Game Pass?" Or, "What's leaving Game Pass?" among many other things. You can also now use Alexa for social networking. You can ask Alexa, "What are my friends playing?" Or, "Alexa, where are my friends? And why aren't they talking to me right now?" No, I'm just kidding. But it says, "Alexa, is friend's name online right now?" You know, obviously you can change that to, "Is Brent's butthole online, dude?" I gotta know, because that's actually Brent's gamer tag, if you want to know. It's Brent's butthole. But no, people are gonna be searching that.
I know, right?
And some dude who has Brent's butthole is gonna get like a lot of friends right now. He's like, "Oh, finally, someone
They know now.
they know
My butthole."
Yeah, but then it's not gonna like be
It's gonna
you.
be sad.
Yeah,
It's gonna be sad.
because they're gonna end up being like, "Oh, you're the wrong Brent," and then they're gonna leave him. But anyways, also, you can now pair your Xbox controller using Alexa by saying, "Alexa, ask Xbox to pair my controller." In addition, Alexa now supports more countries, including Australia, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, and Mexico, and Spain.
The pair your controller thing is really cool.
Yeah, sure.
You know?
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I mean,
if you're one of those people that still has a Kinect.
Yeah, how are you going to fucking do this? Nobody has a Kinect. No one uses Alexa.
Everybody sold their Kinect. Yeah.
Can you use your like headset though?
Maybe.
But then you couldn't pair your controller because you'd already have to have your controller paired to use.
If you have like a legit headset, it'll be like paired with like you don't need a thing. It just pairs straight to your Xbox.
Like a Bluetooth?
Yeah. Some of those high-end Turtle Beaches they just sync up to your Xbox. It's
without
weird.
a controller?
Without shit. It just goes straight to your Xbox. It's crazy.
Could you just voice command your entire game? No. But
I don't know. Probably not.
What you got over there?
Let's see. A new anime series based on Akira is in the works. Creator Katsuhiro Atoma has announced. Speaking at a panel held during Anime Expo, which is currently taking place in Los Angeles, Atomo confirmed that the series...
Atoma?
it's like... It's Otomo. Otoma. Otomo confirmed that the series was based on his manga. Although the 1988's Akira is considered a seminal piece of cinematic work, it is an adaptation of Otomo's manga series, and as such, truncates the series to fit into a shorter runtime. The Akira manga offers a much deeper dive into the various characters involved in the story and more thoroughly explores the powerful political, social, and personal themes that manifest during the struggle for the future of post-apocalyptic Neo-Tokyo. The new anime will adapt the manga more faithfully.
Cool. Yeah. So this one's more like movie stuff. The upcoming Joker movie is based on one of the most recognizable comic book characters, but the film itself doesn't borrow much at all from the source material, it seems. Director Todd Phillips said in an interview with Empire that the movie doesn't follow anything from the comic books. People are probably going to be upset about this, he predicted. Quote, "We didn't follow anything from the comic books, which people are going to be mad about." Phillips, who also wrote the script, said in the interview, he said, "We just wrote our own version of where a guy like Joker might come from. That's what was interesting to me. We're not even doing Joker, but the story of becoming Joker. It's about this man." 3-time Oscar nominee Joaquin Phoenix plays Arthur Fleck, the Joker in the upcoming film. Empire magazine also has an exclusive new image of Phoenix putting on his Joker makeup. The movie also stars Robert De Niro, Zazie Beetz, and Francis Conroy. Joker opens in theaters on October 4th. It's something of a change for Phillips, who previously made The Hangover and old school comedies. Like literally the movie Old School. He also wrote for Borat, which earned him his Oscar nomination.
I don't know. I think it's going to be pretty good. I don't know.
I'm just tired. I'm just so tired of the Joker. Like, I've seen enough Joker.
Why don't they pick a different villain? There's so many Batman villains they could focus on. It's like,
the Penguin? They just make a movie called Penguin?
Okay, fuck the Penguin, too. I'm with you on that.
Or like Mr. Freeze?
Okay, I guess I see why they focus on the Joker.
Stay cool, Batman.
Oh, God. Bane was like the only other cool...
Yeah, Bane.
Poison Ivy. Why don't they focus
Toymaker.
They need to focus... Oh, Toymaker was cool.
Toymaker. They could do like an Annabelle Toymaker crossover, dude.
Toymaker back up in like any of the games or TV shows or movies or anything.
Can you see my dog's tail in this video, guys?
I don't know.
Enjoy that.
Oh, yeah, look. Surprise cameo.
By the GameSpeak dog. Yeah, you might see him roaming around today. We're recording earlier, so I couldn't lock him up in the room and then have him bark in the background, so now you just get to see him.
Yeah, it's true.
But anyways, what were you saying? You were saying Annabelle? No, that was me. You were saying Toymaker.
Toymaker? No, you were saying Toymaker.
Oh, okay. What were you saying?
I don't
know. Are there any... no, you said Poison Ivy.
Oh, Poison Ivy.
We're going to go through every fucking Batman.
Poison Ivy would be sick. I don't know. She's pretty cool.
Yeah. She's
pretty cool. I think they should do a modern Batman focused on Poison Ivy. I think that would be sick.
What do you mean a modern Batman?
You know, like a new Batman. They haven't done it since the old school one with Uma Thurman and.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. Poison Ivy, I feel like is like could be interchangeable with like a Spider-Man villain.
Dude, that would be a sick crossover. Except for it would never happen.
Yeah,
it's wrong.
DC versus Marvel.
Yeah.
Anyways, the hotly anticipated... Oh, wait, that's you. I'm sorry.
So, I'm sorry, guys. We're doing a lot of stuff that's not video game related, but, a lot of the news right now is just not...
Yeah. We do everything video game and geek culture sometimes, We gotta mix it up.
So, Stranger Things Season 3 premiered on the 4th of July, and a lot of people watched. The streaming network announced on Twitter that the show is breaking records. According to Netflix, 40.7 million household accounts worldwide watched Stranger Things Season 3 after its first 4 days.
Is that surprising?
I mean, yeah, a little bit. 40 million?
But it's
40
Stranger
dog?
Things, dude.
They said the first season... Wait, hang on. Never mind. Just kidding. It didn't say anything about the first season.
Were you just making up news right now?
No,
dude?
I thought I read something, but I reread it, and it was actually just it was just more stuff about like only 18 people or 18 million like completed the season.
Gotcha.
So
you heard it here first, guys. GameSpeak Podcast is fake news. No, no, but that's cool. Have you been watching it?
No, I haven't. I plan to.
I'm like on the 5th episode.
I have to finish Jessica Jones Season 3 first because I can't watch 2 different shows at once. You know what I mean?
Did they wrap it up?
I don't know. I'm going to find out.
Okay.
On Jessica Jones?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, do they wrap it up?
They didn't wrap it up on any of the other shows, so I kind of expect it to just be a cliffhanger that I'll never know the answer to. So
it's upsetting.
Yeah.
But I totally told you this is totally Disney's fault.
I know. You did tell me.
You didn't believe me.
No,
you were like, they wouldn't do that. And I was like, yeah, they would. And then that's how we talked in like the first 100 episodes.
Yeah.
Till we hit the 100th episode and we got our normal voices.
Professional.
Yeah, dude. Anyways, the hotly anticipated Shenmue 3 going Epic exclusive has caused a stir amongst PC Kickstarter backers. Developer EaseNet provided an update on the Switch, but the studio, not like the Switch, not like Nintendo Switch, but the Switch between exclusivity. Sick. Yeah, right? I wouldn't give a fuck what was going on the computer if that was going down. But the studio is still assuaging concerns. Refunds are now being offered to Kickstarter backers who choose to rescind their investment. And Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney confirmed the company will take responsibility to avoid impacting Shenmue 3's development budget. Sweeney took to Twitter to deliver the statement, saying in a tweet, Epic is funding the cost of all Kickstarter refunds resulting from Shenmue 3's move to the Epic Games Store. He notes that this decision is to ensure EaseNet's development budget remains unaffected by refunds, which is awesome. Dude, Epic is just so cool. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
For real, though. Like, they're like little video game philanthropists, dude. Like, they just go around fucking spreading their money in the right places and just helping the little guys succeed. You know what I mean?
I mean, I understand. I get it. I get if you back this game solely because you wanted to play it on Steam. But other than that, go suck a fucking walnut, dude.
Yeah, I'm glad this isn't going to affect EaseNet's like profits and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, that's cool. Yeah, Epic to kind of reaffirm their decision by like helping them out. You know what I mean?
For real, dude. Like just leave it alone. Anyways,
I think more developers should see this as like, okay, Epic's gonna take care of us if we go over there. You know, we don't have to worry too much about like, you know, this is a safety net. Like,
it kind of. My thing is don't tell people that you're gonna be on Steam and then not be on Steam for the first year.
True.
That's the only thing.
True, but I think going forward there will be a lot less of that because the Epic Store, you know, is a brand new thing. You know what I mean? I think more developers are going to be aware as they're developing it what they want to do. You know what I mean? Like before they announce stuff like that now.
Just go straight to the Epic Store. Don't even bother with Steam.
Yeah, don't even fuck with Steam, dude.
Yeah, dude. If we ever do blow up, people are gonna hate us. But
Steam's gonna hate us.
Do you think
Epic
we'd ever get so big that Steam would know who we were?
That's how we know we made it.
Yeah,
when Steam like hates us and like tries to shut us down, that's when we know we made it. Dude.
Yeah, dude, I like that. Anyways, what you got?
Gosh, I'm so sorry. None of mine are about video games right now.
That's fine.
Although Jigsaw, the latest movie in the Saw series, was released less than 2 years ago, the franchise is being rebooted by none other than actor and comedian Chris Rock.
Which we've talked about on the show.
We did talk about this?
Yeah, we did talk about him being the Helmer of the new reboot of Saw.
Oh, cool.
But continue, because this is different news about it.
Yeah, it says, and it has been announced that Rock will be joined in the cast by Samuel L. Jackson.
Hell yeah.
As reported by Variety, Jackson is playing the father to Rock's character, a cop investigating a series of grisly murders. The cast also includes Max Minghella, The Handmaid's Tale and The Social Network, who will play Rock's assistant on the case, and Riverdale's Marisol Nichols as a police captain.
I feel like a lot of like women, a lot of female audience that we have, more than likely. No, but just got excited because they heard Riverdale.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I watched Handmaid's Tale, and I have no idea who this Max Minghella is. But I'm sure if I saw his face, I would know. You know?
Yeah.
Either way, pretty good-looking cast. I'm excited to see what happens. You can't go wrong with Samuel L. Jack. You know what I mean?
No, definitely
Especially
not.
if he has to, like, saw his leg off. Oh, what if he's Jigsaw? Wouldn't that be crazy?
Pretty sure he's going to be Jigsaw.
Dude, Samuel L. Jackson would be, like, the ultimate Jigsaw. I want to play a game, motherfuckers.
He rides in on that little tricycle.
Do I look like a bitch? He's like,
y'all meth head motherfuckers. I already know what you've been up to.
I saw you getting a hooker the other day.
So I filled this entire tub full of hookers.
It's just like fishing hooks.
So when does this get dangerous, though? They're all full of AIDS. Anyways, as if a sequel to 2017's critically acclaimed The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild wasn't enough of a surprise, there's a little Easter egg in the game that's only recently been discovered. This Easter egg takes us back a few years to an adventure of Link's called The Wind Waker. YouTube channel Game Explain was in the middle of filming a separate Breath of the Wild video while toiling around Lurelin Village, a little seaside village just south of the game's map. Deja vu sets in when looking at Lurelin Village because it looks like Outset Island, the Wind Waker's starting location. So much looks the same. The trees and their location, the houses and their location, the ladder and its height, even the formation of the mountainous backdrop. The coincidence is uncanny, especially when the camera pans around to reveal just how much of Lurelin resembles Outset. Just thought I'd bring that up if you guys care.
That's pretty cool.
Interesting.
I like that opening island on Wind Waker. I like Wind Waker a lot. That's a good game.
Me too.
Let's see. The latest trailer for Pokemon Sword and Shield has arrived, and it gives us a look at some more new features and Pokemon from the upcoming Switch games. Just as previous titles, Sword and Shield will each feature a handful of exclusive Pokemon that can only be found in that version. But that isn't the only difference between the two games.
Hold on, wait. Can I play, like, the song? Like, I mean, obviously we can't play it, but can I just be like...
Yeah, of course.
Okay, like that's not the song, obviously, but I meant with my mouth.
Okay, yeah, let it roll. Let it roll. Okay, just as previous titles, Sword and Shield will each feature a handful of exclusive Pokemon, but that isn't the only difference between the two games. Each will have also some exclusive version-only gyms. As we learned in the new trailer, which you can watch, some cities in the Pokemon Sword and Shield will feature different gyms depending on which version you're playing. And it's unclear how many version-exclusive gyms there will be in total. But the latest trailer showcases at least one of them. In Pokemon Sword, players will challenge Bea, who specializes in fighting Pokemon. The same town in Pokemon Shield, however, is home to a Ghost-type gym led by creepy Alistair. You can take a look at the two gym leaders in the video.
Not on our website, but probably on GameSpot.
Yeah,
is that where you got
YouTube or GameSpot.
GameSpot, wherever. Yeah, but
yeah.
Check it out. Anyways, despite losing a director, signing a separate director, and suffering a script rewrite this year, the unnamed Uncharted movie is still barreling towards its December 18th, 2020 release. With all that time, director Dan Trachtenberg from 10 Cloverfield Lane seeks to do Naughty Dog's iconic franchise justice without retreading old ground. Trachtenberg spoke to Games Radar about this intention with the action-adventure film, saying he wants the story to be different from the games. Farley? Yes, that's my dog's name. He's just like trying so hard to be a part of this podcast. No, I just want people to know that this is exciting. This is my favorite part about Farley.
I wish he could just be on the table right here. Just right in the middle.
Just like right in the middle.
Laying down, like across everything.
He just knocks our bangs over all over
the... His tail's just like slapping us the whole show. That's my dream.
That's my dream too.
Yeah.
One day.
We're going to make it happen one of these days.
Yeah. Anyways, quoting this Dan Trachtenberg guy, I have been approached with different versions of this tale and have always been not that interested in it because I really don't want to trace the game, Trachtenberg said. He furthers his statement by saying copying what the games have already done is not a good enough reason to bring Nathan Drake to the big screen.
I like your Dan Trachtenberg
Yeah,
voice.
I don't know what he sounds like. I imagine there's video interviews of this guy.
He sounds like a dream daddy, dude.
Does he? Speaking of which, we already have our Resident Evil 2 remake video out.
Oh,
Couch Bro Up video. It's up there. It's on YouTube. Go watch it, guys.
This coming week.
Tell
them what they can expect, dude.
We're about to get Dream Daddy.
Dream
Daddy. Yeah, go watch it.
Yeah.
We get hot with it. Anyways, he said, I didn't really feel like it was at all worthy of making a video game adaptation. If we're just going to copy what the game is and just serve people a lesser experience than what they've experienced in such an incredible way. With the consensus...
He sounds so exasperated. I love it.
with the consensus that video game movie adaptations aren't good, Trachtenberg does not want to retell the same story because it has already been done, and whatever he does will likely not live up to the experience longtime fans have already had. However, Trachtenberg is confident in the work currently being done, saying, if Naughty Dog so chose to make another Uncharted game featuring Nathan Sully, this game, or this movie's story, is probably the story that they would want to tell.
He sounds like an unenthusiastic, like, stockbroker. Or, like, I don't know why. Like,
but he's so passionate about it.
This is the game I didn't want to tell.
Mm-hmm. Both of them. Anyways, what you got?
Fortnite has begun its crossover event with Stranger Things, which began with pieces of the Stranger Things mall entering the game, including some upside-down portals. Now, as you look around your Stranger Things environments, you can look the part with new skins and other cosmetics modeled after the hit Netflix show.
Okay.
Basically, they've got a Chief Hooper. Is it Hooper or Hopper?
Hopper, dude.
Hopper, sorry.
Have you even been watching?
I haven't watched it since the last season, man. I'm going to have to go back and recap the last season with some kind of YouTube video, too, because I don't even really... I just remember there being like a
They give a recap at the beginning.
Okay.
Let's just throw that out there.
Okay, good.
Let's just throw that out.
I was going to have to surf YouTube videos until I found a good one.
I'm just messing with you.
But yeah, and there also is like a Demigorgon skin you can get. So
Ooh.
you can be the Demigorgon with like an AK.
The Gorgon?
The Gorgon.
Dude, I feel like we need to try Dungeons and Dragons.
That's random, but I'm all about that. Oh, because they do it in the show. So it's not
That's
so
where
random.
the Demigorgon is from.
Well, yeah, except for it's also a real thing in the show. Like,
Yeah, but I just mean, like, I'm just saying. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm down for that, actually. And
Really?
we should film it.
Yeah.
Except we had so much trouble playing that board game that one time. I don't know if we'd be able to figure out Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, we do suck at tabletop games.
But
Let's just say that.
You know, we have the enthusiasm, and I think that's a big part. I think we need a guy there that like is really good at it. You know
almost
what I mean? Like
a dungeon master,
some kind of master of dungeons.
Almost like an MD. No, a DM. Oh, fuck. This is going to be a good episode. Veteran Electronic Arts executive Patrick Sutherland's new development outfit, Embark Studios, has been acquired by free-to-play giant Nexon. Nexon, don't get it mixed up with NXM or whatever that shit was from, you know what I'm talking about? That chick from Smallville who's now facing prison?
No? What?
Do you remember Smallville?
I remember Smallville.
Do you remember the chick?
Are we talking about Lois Lane? Lana Lane?
Not Lana. The other girl.
The with the Chloe?
Chloe.
Yeah.
The chick that played Chloe is actually facing prison time because she, like Midsommar, was...
burned her boyfriend alive.
No. But seriously?
What'd she do? What'd she do? Was she on drugs like Midsommar?
No, she was like drugging people and giving them to her like head dude who was like running a cult.
What?
Yeah.
What?
That's a straight up thing. That's
Nuh-uh.
a real thing.
For realsies?
Straight up. Look it up. Nixum, I think is what it was called.
What was her name again?
I don't remember her name.
Fuck, dude.
But go look it up.
I'm going to look it up.
Everybody who's listening to this, go look it up.
See, that's why we need the guy that looks stuff up, you know?
Hey.
If anybody wants to be our guy that looks stuff up, please contact us.
That would be so cool. If a dude who just like showed up here and
like, hey,
produced the show for us so we didn't have to do anything technically.
It would be excellent.
That would be cool. Nexon was already working with Embark. Oh, wait, by the way, Embark Studios has been acquired by free-to-play giant Nexon. Let's get back to that part. I messed that all up. Not the cult. Nexon was already working with Embark and had invested in it, but now Nexon owns 66.1% of Embark's outstanding shares.
What if it is the cult? Just like...
From the prison. Okay. Embark's outstanding shares increasing its investment from 32.8%. That's double?
That's a lot of percent.
That's a lot of percentage. As such, Embark is now the majority shareholder. As part of the move, Embark becomes a subsidiary of Nexon. Sutherland joined Nexon's board of directors as part of the company's first investment into Embark. I don't like this name. And that is unchanged now. Nexon president and CEO Owen Mahoney said in a statement that Embark continues to make, quote unquote, incredible progress on the games it's working on. Patrick Sutherland has been essential in helping drive our vision forward, so it only made sense to bring the companies even closer together, Mahoney said. For his part, Sutherland said Embark and Nexon share a fundamentally similar world view. Both of our companies know that the game development needs an overhaul, and we're both convinced that new technology, methodologies, and perspectives, he ran out of ologies, but will completely reshape and what games can become, he said.
Cool.
Anyways, they're doing some weird shit over there, like to change the game industry.
I like that.
That's cool.
They're just doing some weird shit, change the game up, you know?
They put out this video of like this spider like animation that they didn't have to do any programming. It just like they were like, we need some spider animation.
What do you mean they didn't have to do any
so supposedly their new technology
it just like programs itself?
Yeah, it's like so like
so advanced.
So aware.
The NPCs of the future are just gonna like have their own minds and like.
Yeah, dude.
You're just gonna
mainly
up your
spiders.
Game. Though. It's gonna be like an army of spiders, just like fucking taking over the game, just like.
But they're all like supposed to be people, like NPCs that just move like spiders.
Just crawling.
That'd be badass. Anyways, what you got?
So I wrote this down last night because I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. But then, now I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, I'm not gonna read this whole article because it's just a bunch of bullshit. Honestly.
Yeah, don't read the whole thing.
But you know what? I am gonna tell you what it's about because, basically one of the EA bosses is kind of bummed that everybody thinks they're just a bunch of bad guys over there.
But they are.
But
they are.
Well, according to Matt Bilby,
one of the bad guys.
They're not such bad guys,
According to him.
He said, 25 years at EA, and I still struggle with the external perception that we're just a bunch of bad guys, Bilby said.
So he lays on the PR.
He said, we love making and playing games. Unfortunately, when we make mistakes on games, the world knows about it because of its size and scale.
Oh. Do you think Hitler said this one time?
Maybe.
Like after his many years in the Third Reich?
Anyways, maybe we should just treat these EA guys like they're just not such bad guys.
Are you saying this or is he saying this?
I mean, I'm just saying, I'm sure they have families. And that they're just that not all of them are bad guys,
Totally, they're not. I'm just fucking with you. I don't think that they're Hitler.
But they're pretty close. No, I'm just kidding. About as close as you're gonna get to Hitler.
super close. I'm sorry, guys. I'm having fun with this episode. No, but also, I don't think they're that bad. I think they're all right. I think everybody's just giving them a bad rap because they're huge.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what he was saying. He's like, look, we even because he's like, we even took into account the fact that everybody said we're getting too huge and we're not making original ideas, and so he's like, that's where the EA Originals idea came from, where they're like hiring all these like studios to make like A Way Out and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
feel it. I feel what he's saying.
He's like, we're trying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys are just dicks. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't say that.
Anyways, as we made clear from the first teasers and trailers of The Outer Worlds, that's not but GameSpot made clear, it is a game where mega corporations are taking over planets throughout space. As such, the game appears to have something to say about capitalism and power. And now, co-director Leonard Boyarsky has come forward to talk about how the game does not aim to be politically charged.
Good.
He said, I don't want people to think this is a really hard, politically charged game. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be humorous, he explained to VGC. The game is more about how power is used against people who don't have it, rather than acting as a critique of capitalism. It can be insidious, the way which people control the stories you tell about the world. If you let other people control that narrative, then they can control you to a certain degree. That can be any form of government. If it wasn't capitalism, it could be something else, he said. Boyarsky added that development on The Outer Worlds began in April 2016, which was before things happened in world politics that nobody expected. He and other members of the development team grew up during the onslaught of consumer culture. As such, the developers are familiar with those events and will use the game to poke fun at it, Boyarsky said. This is the Obsidian team, by the way. Cool.
That's cool. Is that everything for that?
Basically.
Man, it's encouraging to me that they've been working on it since 2016. I think this is going to be a sick-ass game, dude. Like, I really think that it's one of those games that's kind of flying under a lot of people's radar right now, But it's going to be sick, dude. I don't know.
I think it's going to be the sequel to Fallout New Vegas that everybody wanted. That spiritual
definitely.
sequel.
Especially, like, if you look at some of the gameplay, like, you see, like, some of the robots and stuff and, like, the combat. It just looks a lot like New Vegas, Like, and, like, the conversations and stuff. I don't know. I'm really excited. I can't wait to play it.
Yeah, same. Absolutely. What you got?
Let's see. Xbox has announced its next 2 batches of games included with its all-you-can-eat Game Pass subscription service. The announcement covers games coming over the next 2 weeks. And once again, it lists the games as coming to console, PC, or both. On July 4th, Undertale will be available on PC, and Middle-earth: Shadow of War and My Time at Portia will be available on both console and PC. And Shadow of War is the new one, which is pretty cool.
Those are already out on Game Pass.
No, Shadow of Mordor is out on Game Pass right now, but Shadow of War isn't.
No, I meant the Portia thing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but all of this has...
Oh, that was on July 4th. Yeah, that was yesterday.
Oh, okay, that's why I saw it.
Sorry.
My bad.
No, it's okay.
So by the time you're listening to this...
Yeah, so that'll already be there, which is cool, because I can't wait to play Shadow of War. Even though I didn't really like Shadow of Mordor that much, I'm excited to try the newer one, I don't know.
Just to give it a go. Why not?
You might as well. Especially since it's on Game Pass. And then on July 11th, Time Spinner, and Unavowed will come to Game Pass for PC. Lego City Undercover will hit console version. And
fuck yes. No, I'm just
right?
kidding. No, but cool.
That's actually one of the cooler Lego City games. I know that sounds stupid as fuck, but it's not such a bad game, actually. We'll hit the console version. And Dead Rising 4 and Blazing Chrome will come to both. Some games will be exiting the service in July as the library rotates. Some notable departures include Warhammer Vermintide 2, Dead Rising 2, and Hitman Season 1. Hitman Season 1 is kind of the one I'm sad about there because that's a great game, but, play it while you can. Dead Rising 4 is super fun. Did you play Dead Rising 4?
I did not.
Oh, you're in for a treat. Did you play Dead Rising 2?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Because it's leaving.
I didn't play it on Game Pass. I've just played
just
it
in the past.
Yeah, at some point.
Dead Rising 4 is cool because it goes back to Frank, the original, Dead Rising guy. I don't know. And it puts you back in a shopping mall. It kind of goes back to its roots a little bit.
Really?
And I love that,
I thought that was the open world one. Or was that 3?
3 and 4 were both pretty... no, I'm sorry. 3 was pretty open world. 2 had kind of an open area you could go in. It wasn't just a mall. It was like a city block you could go down.
Yeah, I remember that one. I just thought that 3 was... or 4 was the one that had the...
I think you can go outside and go around and stuff, but most of it is in this big shopping mall. Or I know there is a big shopping mall. I don't know.
Okay, cool.
But it's sweet, dude. It's just like all the other Dead Rising games. If you've played one, you've played them all pretty much. But, I can't get enough Dead Rising. It's one of my favorite series of all time.
You're a huge fan.
Yeah.
I remember. We've actually done a thing about that, right? We did a whole, or it was on one of your top 10s.
It was.
That's what it was.
It was. I love that game so much. I think it was on my 360 top 10, like the original Dead Rising. I like them all. The original is one of my faves, but just because it was so unique at the time, But I love that formula, and I can't wait. I hope they do another one. I hope that it's not just dead in the water somewhere, because it might be.
Yeah.
I think if we do see another one, it'll be with the new generation of consoles. It's one of those things they seem to put out at the beginning of the life of every console. You know what I mean?
Which I don't think they'll do that again, just because it didn't do so well. Yeah. You loved it, but...
No, I don't think it did very well commercially.
That's what I mean.
I think most people enjoyed the games. You know what I mean? Even 3, which a lot of people didn't like for some reason. I like 3 a lot. I don't really understand. I just don't understand. They're all fun to me.
I just think there's too many of them and too the same. Not like my personal opinion on the game, but just in general why it's not doing so well.
Yeah, I just wish there was more of them. I know that sounds like, I just love the wacky bosses,
Yeah.
It takes the crazy boss fights from Metal Gear Solid and just mixes it with this just wacky fun. I don't know, it's just a fun game. It's one of those games I can just play for hours or minutes, and have the same amount of fun, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel that. Okay, so a free demo of Daemon Ex Machina launched in February. Remember that? I played that a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Did you play it?
No, I didn't.
But we remember it. I'm just kidding.
I played a demo for it a long time ago, I think.
Yeah, I feel like you played it too, because we talked about it.
I remember it not being good at all.
It was not good.
Yeah.
But that was the whole point of it.
I think I even played it in VR, and it was terrible, or something.
Okay, so there wasn't a VR. This is only for Switch.
Okay, I'm thinking of the wrong thing.
So this was the one that's similar to the Robotech.
Wait, no, I'm pretty sure. Hang on. Hold up.
All right, you look that up.
I'm gonna look it up. You keep talking.
I'm gonna keep talking about it. So it came out in February prior to the release date announcement made during Nintendo's E3 2019 Direct. Though the company pulled the demo off the eShop in March, we're getting another look at the mech action game in the form of a new feedback trailer, highlighting the various improvements coming to Daemon Ex Machina when it releases this September. The 2-minute trailer goes through a flurry of adjustments and improvements made to both quality of life and game feel. Some changes include new equipment that locks onto enemies, the ability to see enemy health bars, indicators showing the direction of enemy fire, slight alterations to default button configurations, and more. Developers Marvelous First Studio is also making use of Nintendo Switch's motion controls, implementing a new gyro aiming system that can be toggled on and off.
Man, I can't think of what that game is called. Zone of the Enders. That's what I'm thinking of. A totally different game.
Yeah, this was the one that I did not like so much, and I don't think many people like, just because of how brown all the colors were. You couldn't really tell enemies from the world.
That's why I'm getting these two games mixed up, because it's a very similar game to the Zone of the Enders game. It's like just the mechs and it's third person. Yeah, and not for me.
Yeah, I'm just not really into it. Though I did used to like games like that, like Robotech and what was the one on GameCube? It was
Mechassault, or
not Mechassault, but the one where you could. Me and Aaron talked about it on the one that Aaron came on, which was our GameCube top 10.
Gosh, was it? I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember. It was a good game though. This one, not so much. But maybe with all these changes they made to it, they're listening. But what you got?
Let's see. When Konami revealed PES 2020, many fans noticed the game had a new naming convention. Gone was the full Pro Evolution. Okay, I'm going to skip all this. They renamed the game eFootball PES to be more appealing to the esports crowd here. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
Yeah. So from now on, the PES soccer games will be called
eFootball
PES.
I guess that makes sense.
It does make sense, especially like they were saying. You know, they want to appeal to the esports crowd. I think it's going to be a bigger and bigger thing. You know, I was at Olive Garden the other day. And they usually have sports playing in the bar, you know, and like you can kind of like walk over there and look and see what's on, you know. And I went over there the other day and I looked up and they were playing fucking Counter-Strike, dude, in the bar at Olive Garden. I was like, holy shit, dude, the esports are getting real, bro.
That is pretty insane.
I know.
That's the future.
I'm telling you.
I remember when that esports guy, the guy who, what is he? He's like the guy who just talks on esports.
I don't even know.
Well, he got mad that esports were coming to ESPN.
He got mad about it?
Not the guy who talks for esports, but the guy who talks on ESPN. Like one of the
I think it was on ESPN when I saw this. I could be tripping, but
no, it probably was.
Man, that is kind of ridiculous, but I mean, you know, that's the world we're in. You know?
It's a sport.
Hey.
But Tetris 99 began as a free bonus for subscribers to the Nintendo Switch Online service, but soon physical copies will also be available, with an online subscription included. Nintendo has confirmed a release date of September 20th for Europe. No release date has been announced for North America, though. The physical version of Tetris 99 will include the Big Block DLC with CPU battle and marathon modes.
I was about to say, it better have some kind of mode you can play offline if you're going to buy the physical version, like...
But it does come with like both things, you know, and 2-player share battle modes will be available later this year as part of the Big Block DLC. That's pretty interesting.
That's pretty cool.
Not here, though. The physical edition also includes a 12-month subscription to Nintendo Switch Online, which will let you play Tetris 99 and its default Battle Royale state against other players.
Cool.
What you got?
Earlier this summer, we marveled as the PlayStation Classic, Sony's retro plug-and-play box, launched at $100, became widely available for $30. That deal is trash now, and anyone who bought it should feel bad, because you can get the PlayStation Classic for just $25 at Amazon, which is a full 75% off the original price.
Like the one that came with, or like their version of like the NES Classic and stuff?
Yeah, like
that thing. Okay.
The legit PlayStation Classic loaded up with games. $25 on Amazon right now.
Wasn't that $100?
$100, yeah, that's what I was just saying.
Okay, my bad.
No, it's okay, but like that's a good ass deal, dude. I'm thinking about scooping one up just because like $25.
That's nothing.
That's nothing.
You could just totally just throw $25 away.
Yeah.
America.
America.
Anyways, Cuphead is coming to Netflix.
What?
Yeah. The streaming service announced today, my birthday, the 9th of July, that a TV series based on the popular video game is being developed in conjunction with King Features and Cuphead developer studio MDHR, titled The Cuphead Show. The comedy series will expand on the world first shown in the independently produced video game. The character-driven comedy follows the unique misadventures of the impulsive Cuphead and his cautious and easily swayed brother, Mugman. Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder if it'll keep that same art style from the games.
Oh, they have to, dude.
Yeah.
What if it just came out and it wasn't?
I mean,
it just looks like Jimmy Neutron.
It's just like Teen Titans Go, just like...
Oh, that would be horrible.
Let's see. Speaking of Cuphead, the Cuphead Last Course DLC is being pushed back to 2020. So those of you that were excited about that coming out this year, get unexcited. And then get re-excited later next year because it's coming out then.
So just put a freeze on your excitement.
Yeah.
Don't not be excited.
Yeah, just wait a little bit and then get excited.
Just kind of pull a Han Solo. You know what I'm saying?
Shoot first.
Oh, totally not the reference I was going for, but that
I'm just playing.
Works.
All right. What do you got? What do you got here?
Once again, I love this episode. I have no more news. What you got?
I have one more news.
Okay. Drop it.
Okay. Over the past few years, Mike Flanagan has become one of the most prolific... Sorry, more stuff that's not video game related. I don't know what past Brent was thinking. Over the past few years, Mike Flanagan has become one of the most prolific and successful directors in horror. The Netflix series The Haunting of Hill House was one of 2018's best shows, and his adaptation of Stephen King's Dr. Sleep is set to arrive in November. Flanagan has a Hill House sequel show on the way next year, and it has been reported that he'll also produce a new horror series for Netflix titled Midnight Mass. According to Variety, Midnight Mass will be a 7-part show that focuses on an isolated island community that experiences strange and scary events when a mysterious priest arrives among them. Flanagan will direct the show and executively produce it alongside his producing partner Trevor Macy. It does not currently have a release date and no cast has been announced yet. But you can expect it to be fire because that guy's doing it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Hill House.
Don't you dare badmouth Hill House. God damn it.
I'll leave it there.
All right.
But,
yeah, you leave it there. No,
next week, there's like a guy sitting in this seat with my face.
What? I knock on the door and you just like, oh, some guy opens it wearing your face.
I meant like you murdered me.
Oh, okay.
Because I am very bad about talking shit.
There's a stuffed Brent over here. Oh, God. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
No more news.
No more news.
Let's move on. Next is this week's releases. Where you can find out about...
Releases?
No.
Oh.
But yes.
Oh.
I thought you were totally going to drop it. But the new games that are coming out in the next 7 days that you can get wherever. Starting with Dr. Mario World.
Oh, the phone? The phone?
The phone.
The phone one?
You want to read this one real quick?
What is it?
For me? Take this. You keep reading.
Oh,
I'll be
God.
right back.
Oh, geez. Okay. Dr. Mario World. A colorful cast of viruses has Dr. Mario's world in panic. Dr. Mario and friends have put on lab coats and grabbed capsules. Now they're ready to eliminate those unruly viruses. Use your puzzle skills to eliminate the pesky viruses. Match capsules with viruses. Watch them disappear. Simply match 3 objects of the same color vertically or horizontally to clear them. Luckily, Dr. Mario and friends have virus-busting skills, and you can use leftover half capsules to strategically zero in on especially meddlesome viruses. Man, if you were taking a shot every time I said viruses, it would be over. Take your time, because Each puzzling configuration of viruses must be cleared using a limited number of capsules. Keep calm to plan your approach, and you'll rid Dr. Mario's world of viruses in no time. Paging Dr. Mario. Dr. Mario isn't the only one on call. Dr. Peach, Dr. Bowser, and the others are on duty. Staff up with assistants like Goomba, Koopa Troopa, and Buzzy Beetle to help your doctors out with additional skills. Doctors and assistants have various virus-busting skills, so experiment to find a combination that suits your style and pace. Play together with friends and family around the world. You are not alone in this. Send the longest description of Dr. Mario. Like, fuck.
Yeah, you get the point.
You get the point. It's Dr. fucking Mario for your phone, motherfuckers.
Free to play.
Free to play.
Which means there's going to be a lot of surprise mechanics.
Surprise mechanics.
But Soul Seraph coming to Xbox One, PS4, Switch, PC on July 10th for $14.99. Combining action and strategy gameplay for a rich gameplay experience. Soul Seraph puts you in the wingtip shoes of an almighty divinity who is tasked with rebuilding civilization while protecting the populace from the constant threat of mythical demons and monsters. Build your cities and set up defensive structures to protect from the constant threat of monsters. Then descend into their lairs with sword and spells to eliminate them for good. I don't think there's going to be that many good games this week, but
just going out on a limb there.
Just a guess. But Professor Lupo,
oh god,
and his horrible pets.
Oh god,
coming to PC and Switch July 11th for $14.99. In the fast-paced puzzle adventure game, Professor Lupo and his horrible pets become the most epic intern.
What?
Of all time.
For Dr. Lupo?
For Dr. Lupo. Professor Lupo, my bad.
Oh,
Professor Lupo is a scientist.
He doesn't have his doctorate.
Professor Lupo is a scientist who has traveled to every galaxy to collect the most...
I can't even do this.
I really can't feel it. I'm going to move on. It's a game.
Yeah.
The Sims 4.
Oh, okay.
It's been out for a while.
That's a thing. Yeah.
But
what's it coming to? Switch? That'd be cool.
I wanted you to get so excited like I did.
Oh man, because that's the only thing that would be cool if that was coming to.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's an
what's
expansion.
Happening?
It's an expansion.
I was about to say, like, something happening here.
Island Living expansion pack.
God. Fuck that. We can island live in Animal Crossing when that shit comes out, dude.
Super excited about that one. But anyways, this horrible thing is coming to PC, Xbox One, PS4 on July 16th for, guess it,
$39.99.
$39.99.
Did I get it?
Yes. How did you know that?
I don't know. That was just a guess. I thought it was going to be high.
That's a huge expansion.
It better be a huge expansion for that price.
Anyways, let's move on.
Yeah.
Dragon Quest Builders 2. This is kind of exciting. Coming to Switch.
Some people are really excited about this.
PS4.
I know it's got a big old following right now.
I have no idea what you just said.
It's got a big old following, you know?
Oh, okay.
Got a bunch of people playing in there.
That is coming July 12th for $59.99. The block building role-playing game sequel, Dragon Quest Builders 2, offers a charming single-player campaign and new, robust multiplayer building mode.
Cool.
Yeah, we've seen this, though. This was at E3.
Right. A lot of people are excited about this one.
So, God Eater 3 is coming to Switch.
I've heard of that before somewhere.
That's been out, I think.
On Xbox or something.
Yeah, and PS4.
Yeah, I've heard of that before.
But it's coming to Switch on July 12th for $59.99. In the monster slaying action RPG God Eater 3, team up with other God Eaters.
They're just eating gods.
Equipped with the latest God Arc weapons to take down monstrous new origami tearing apart locations around the globe. Okay, Lost Orbit is coming to Switch.
Okay.
That's quite a bit of Switch games. But coming July 16th for $9.99. Lost Orbit is a game from Pixel and centers around the exploration of space. Players take control of a lone astronaut, Harrison, attempting to travel back to Earth after his ship is destroyed in deep space.
Deep space.
Done with that. Space Dance.
Space Dance?
Coming to PC. There's so many space games. Coming July 10th for no money.
Space is the only thing that's still exciting in this world.
I guess. Yeah, I guess you're right.
You know?
But Space Dance is... Space Dance is an old-school twin-stick arcade shooter where enemies spawn to the beat. You want to read this last one? One last one. I'm going to let you tell them.
Summer Catchers. July 16th for the PC for some unknown amount of money. It's time to embark on an epic road trip adventure of a lifetime in Summer Catchers. Take control of Chew, a young girl who lives in the forest north and has never seen summer, the ocean, or anything but snowy forest. With a trusty wooden car, you must travel to distant lands full of mystery and strange creatures who are ready to both help and stop you from completing your quest of finally seeing summer. The journey won't be easy, though. On your way through shadowy forest, dark swamps, vast valleys, and underground cities, you will encounter obstacles and larger-than-life situations you will need your trusty travel bag to help overcome. By equipping the right tools at the right time, you can work your way through these uncharted lands, and, just like in real life, find a few friends and secrets along the way.
I like that. I felt that one.
Thanks. Yeah.
Not the game, though.
No, that game looks terrible. And it's only $7, so you know it's going to be terrible.
It's going to be trash.
It's cheaper than the space game that was $10, and that game is probably going to be crazy.
Yeah, and it's only coming to PC.
Yeah.
So, I guess whatever.
So I guess we'll never play it.
I guess. Technically true.
All right, well, there you go, guys. That's what's coming out this week. You got Dr. Mario. You got Dragon Quest Builders 2.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I think those two might be interesting.
Yeah, we got two that are worth looking at. The rest is trash. No, I'm just kidding.
So, next on the agenda is currently playing.
Oh.
I love currently playing.
I love currently playing. What are you currently playing?
You take it.
You
take it. Because I know you probably got like... Hold on. I want to guess how many games you played this week. And how many were VR. I'm going to say you played 7 games total.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
No.
Oh. 3 VR games?
No.
Okay, you just...
Sorry, I was a little more limited this week because I was watching a lot of movies and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Played 3 games. 1 was VR. Yeah, you were close. You're close. The 3 games I played UFC 3 a bunch. I've been trying to get my groove back online. You know, I was beating all these like computers and stuff while I didn't have my Xbox or my PlayStation, live up or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was feeling good about myself, and I got humbled real quick when I got back online. People were just beating the shit out of me.
What if we did like a super serious documentary about you coming back to the UFC?
Training to be like the best online.
Just to get back into it.
There are some people online that are like serious, dude. I think if
Really?
I train hard enough, I could like compete. But like, dude, some of those people online are so fucking good, dude. It's just insane. Like, it's so hard to compete with these people.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. And when you finally find somebody you beat, it's like the most satisfying thing ever. I've been playing that, and I've been playing Firewall 0 Hour a lot. They've added like 4 new maps into that game since it dropped, dude. That's my VR game. Dude, so much fun, man. They added a fuckload of new guns too, and like something about adding new guns in that game gets me so hyped because it's like you can just hold it in your hand and like look at it from all angles.
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff. So it's
I
like
played that one
every time
bit.
you get a new gun, it's just like a real treat. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know. And all the new maps are so well like put together, and the detail is so good, and like, I don't know, I just love that game. And they've done some updates recently to where like your gun doesn't drift as much, and like the tracking's a little better. Everything's just a little smoother now. I don't know, I love it.
What is drift for people not so familiar with VR?
So people that aren't familiar with VR, drift is like when your controller, sometimes your controller just starts like floating off in the game. You know what I mean? Like you'll just be like sitting there and you'll just be like shooting people, and suddenly your like controller will just start like leaning to the left, even though you're holding it in one spot. And usually you can just push start and hold it for a second, and it'll like reset everything, and then you'll be good. You know? This doesn't happen on the higher end PC VR, mind you. You know, like this is like
only a PSVR.
This thing? Is a PSVR problem because it's like, you know, the low. You know, we're basically using old technology from like PS3 to function with the VR, like the Move camera and the Move controllers. Those came out like fucking last gen. You know what I mean? And they built the headset around it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
I mean, you know, all things considering, it works really good for, like, what it is, you know? But if you go play with a Vive, dude, you can, like, literally just be doing cartwheels around the room and you, like, won't lose your tracking. It's, like, insane. You can, like, run in circles and, like, your hands will be, like, where you want them to be, you know? I don't know. It's kind of impressive. Like you could be standing across the room in a Vive, and somebody could throw the controller at you while you're wearing the headset, and you'd see the virtual controller coming at you, and you could catch it in front of you. Like, that's how accurate the Vive stuff is. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
It's pretty interesting. I didn't know that, but I guess that makes PS5 like VR a little more exciting.
Oh, absolutely, because the technology's there. You know, it's just a matter of like, PlayStation going to capitalize on it? And I think they will, because right now they're pretty much the forerunners in VR. I think, you know.
Yeah,
they've sold more headsets than anybody else. That's for sure. You know,
definitely. I imagine it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. But then I have been playing Shenmue every single day. I've been playing it. I keep playing it. I'm at this fucking spot in Shenmue. You're going to have to just forgive me for a second while I just go on a rant, because I'm so close to just burning my Xbox, dude.
All because of Shenmue?
I'm so fucking... Every day, I get off of work, and I come home, and I sit back and relax, and then I go to work again in Shenmue. Dude,
I love it.
I break my back, bro. Every single day, I'm moving boxes. Don't hardly get a break. You know what I mean?
But what about Inu-san?
Fuck Inu-san. No, I'm just kidding.
Why?
No, I'm working every day in that damn game, and I'm trying to, you know, I just wish I didn't have to work. You know what I mean? Like, I want to complete the story so bad, but I'm so sick of going to work in that game, you know? I wish I could choose my job, but I know it's, like, integral to the story that I work at this harbor, but, like, fuck, dude. I'm on, like, day 5 or 6 of just last night, I literally played that game for 4 hours and moved boxes like 3 of the 4 hours.
Really?
Just beep, 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 and like, granted, the routes get a little more complicated, and if you meet your quota, you make a little more money. But you know what? I've got all this fucking money, and I don't have anything to spend it on, man. I bought everything at the convenience store. I got chocolate. I got potato chips. I'm never going to use that shit. I've got a jar of milk. My cat's not even there on the way home. When I'm walking home, the cat's not fucking there anymore. So
what happened to the cat?
I don't know what happened to the cat, but now I can't. I've got all this like milk and tuna and shit, and I can't feed the cat, you know? So that's like my one like joy in life. That cat is gone. And now I just work this 9 to 5 in my virtual world, and I just want it to be over, you know? I just want to beat this part of the game. I am so sick of the fucking forklift thing. And you know what? That fucking race at the beginning of the fucking day where they make you race, it's like, I lose every time. You can't win. You can't beat that fucker. I was so close, dude. I was so close, and then he, like, slammed me into a wall, and everybody passed me up again. I was like, and then they made me work on Christmas Day, in the game, he wakes up and it's like Christmas Day. And I'm like, oh, good. I'll probably have the day off. I can just chill. And then he's like, all right, time to go to work. And he's like, shows up at the harbor. It's like, fuck. It's like, they're making me work on Christmas in this bitch, you know?
It's real life, man.
But at the same time, I keep coming back. Last night, I kept being like, oh my God, if this doesn't end soon, but I'm going to beat it, dude. I've worked this hard. I've got thousands of yen. Just like.
So, like, at least.
I've got like $200.
10 US dollars.
Yeah.
No offense.
I'm going to beat it, dude. And I hate it so much right now, but I'm going to beat it.
All right.
I hate it
you're
much
past
right
me
now.
At this point.
Really?
And now I kind of don't know if I want to keep going forward.
You know what? I'll save you the trouble, man. I'll beat it, and I'll just tell you what happens. Because quite frankly, it's not worth it, dude.
Really?
How many days of work have you done at the crate place?
Uno?
Oh, bro.
Just one.
You're going to be
just
grinding. And not only do you have to fucking do the work, but then, like, on your breaks, you have to go explore the harbor in, like, your limited amount of time. And then you get off of work, and you have, like, 3 hours to explore the harbor before you got to go home. You know what I mean?
Wow.
You got to find these details, man. You know, it's just so tedious, man. I just don't want to work. And I like the game a lot better when Inu-san was giving me 500 yen at the beginning of the day. And I was just balling out with that 500 yen, you know? That was enough money for me. I'm a simple man. I don't need all these...
She don't give no more money?
No. But I make bank, dude. I'm probably make twice what Inu-san's making.
Gosh, that sucks, dude.
I'm getting 600 yen a crate, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting raises every day.
I don't know about all this.
Top of the fucking food chain over here, you know? But I just want to play the sequel, you know? I don't even know why I want to play the sequel at this point, because it's like...
It's the story,
and
dude.
also the story, like, okay, I like the story, but it has incorporated the worst love story I've ever heard in a fucking any form of medium. Like, the whole, like, story with Nozomi, like, is so stupid and almost pointless to the story. Like, she's like, I'm moving to Canada, or wherever the fuck she's moving, and he's like, oh, okay. It just plays like some dramatic music, and it's like, okay.
And he keeps going to sleep and having these dreams about Nozomi that make no sense.
It's like, why do you care? It's like, if you actually gave a shit, like, why are you just like, oh, okay. Like,
I see.
Hey,
Nozomi.
And then the one guy who gets you the job at the harbor is so annoying, and you keep talking to him.
I thought he like...
Hey, bro!
Dude. I don't get it. I thought he was trying to, like, kick your ass in the first part of the game, wasn't he?
I think so.
Didn't he bring a bunch of dudes to just, like...
everybody tries to kick your ass in that game.
For no reason.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of glad when it happens, because it's like, I finally get to do something.
Like, one thing.
I don't know why I keep playing that fucking game, dude. Like,
And now, the worst part, it's only going to the Epic store, dude.
That's the worst part, by far.
Nah, I'm just fucking with it. How do you feel about it, though? You think you're going to finish it?
Oh, I'm going to finish it. I've put too many virtual days of work in to not finish it.
Too many virtual Japanese days.
Dude, I can't wait for the day when I quit that damn job.
Just kick that dude's ass.
I'm gonna kick his ass, bro.
Watch him be the guy
that you're searching for,
that you're looking for, your boss.
Actually, that guy has been getting his ass kicked like every other day in the game. I kind of feel bad for him. He's just getting the shit kicked out of him. Every time you walk around the corner, Mark's just laying there getting beat up by mad angels, and it's like, oh my god, come on, dude.
What? Okay, yeah. I need to get back in there. I need to see what's going on. That makes no sense to me.
Well, I don't want to ruin it for you, but he's got a bad history with those guys.
What else you got? Is that it?
That's it. That's all I've been playing.
Like...
I've been just working hard in Shenmue in the harbor.
Okay.
Five.
Well, I played Inside, beat it.
Oh, I gotta get that while it's still free.
Have you played it?
No, I played Limbo. I didn't play Inside.
Oh, dude.
Is Inside better?
Gameplay-wise? Because I played a little bit of Limbo.
Mm-hmm. Limbo was kind of boring to me, honestly.
It was so boring. Yeah. But Inside is kind of like this weird... I don't know how to explain it. The mechanics are like predictable, but the story keeps you going. Like you just want to figure out what the hell is going on in this world.
Interesting.
Like I don't know how to explain it.
You say it's better than Limbo?
Oh, yes.
Cool.
In my opinion.
I've heard a lot of people say it's really good. It's you know how they have those editor pick thing, or not the game developer? Or no, that's a PlayStation thing. I'm sorry. On the PlayStation Store, they have a section where like game developers pick their favorite games, you know, and it was one of like Cory Barlog's favorite games or something like that. I can't remember.
The guy who made God of War.
Yeah, I can't. It might have not been him, but it was one of those influential people like that. He was saying that it was one of his favorite games.
Dude, just play it. You'll like it.
I think
you'll enjoy it. It's like a physics-based game, but it feels so good. It's like I don't know how to... Maybe Pixar? Like, the way it looks, not like that good, but like that kind of feel to it. You know what I'm saying? But
I feel you.
Anyways, I played Outer Worlds. Outer Wilds. I'm so sorry.
No,
everybody's like, what the fuck?
No, it's an easy mistake to make.
No, but Outer Wilds, have you played it?
Yeah, I played a little bit of it.
I can't
I'm bad at it.
I'm so bad.
I wreck my spaceship, or like I'll land it on an asteroid or something, and I'll like get out to explore, and I look over, and my spaceship's just like flying through the fucking cosmos and shit. And it's just like I'm just bad at being an astronaut.
Do you not land on the little blue shit?
I just land that shit. I didn't know there was a special way to land.
That's probably why.
Probably exactly why.
Like, what planets have you landed on?
I tried to land on this big, like, gas giant planet, and I don't think I could even land on it.
Like the one with water?
No, it was... I don't even... Yeah, I think it was water, yeah. Yeah. I went under the water. Not much you could do there. I don't know.
There's, like, little islands, though.
Oh,
like,
is
little
there really?
shit you can do on there.
Oh, okay.
Like, I
didn't explore hard enough, I guess.
And if you die, it takes you all the way back.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
I died
dude.
several times.
I can't do it. I don't know. But my problem with it is that every person who has played it, like every critic who has played it, has been like, this was my game of the year. I'm like, what?
There's not even any voice acting in it, you know?
No voice acting.
I mean, it's all right, you know? I see why people would like it, you know? But it's just not...
It doesn't look good, though.
I mean, that's not my problem with it, you know. I don't, you know, I can deal with it looking like that if I just got it a little more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess
like,
that's the problem.
I just like, you know, I get that it wants you to feel that spark of like, oh, I'm gonna go explore, you know. But it's like I don't get that. You know, I want there. I don't. I feel like there's just not enough stuff. You know, I don't know.
Exactly. It's almost like a puzzle game, but you're supposed to explore, and like I like the idea of being in this like universe that you can just go and do whatever. And like they're telling you about this like old like what is it, like this old race, like this old species that used to exist. And like you're supposed to be all excited about it and like go find them and like translate all their like crazy stuff. But it's like there's nothing exciting about it.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
or maybe
like,
I just haven't got far enough.
Yeah, I think the same thing for me. Like maybe I just didn't get far enough. But like I don't know. There's like,
and if they want me to get far, why do you have to go all the way back when you die?
Well, I don't know. Like most of the places I got to, like before I died, weren't so far away that it was just like, you know, crazy to where I, you know, couldn't get there, you know. But it was just like, I don't know. I just couldn't get into it. Like I just couldn't. I wanted to so bad because I really like on paper it seems like a great idea. You know, it seems like my kind of thing.
I like the music.
Yeah, I like a lot of things about it. It's just I don't know. Like I think I'm gonna give it another try one day. But it's just not for me, really, I don't think. Yeah,
I think I need some time away from it. But that's all I've been playing is Inside. I beat the whole thing. And then Outer Wilds, I gave it like 2 or 3 hours, and I just couldn't do anything. I just couldn't get into or get past the beginning, I feel like it.
I'm just excited about Dead Rising 4. I'm going to be all up on that.
That might be fun.
It is fun. I've played it already.
But you've already played it.
I'm going to play it again.
Okay, so guys, that's it. That's all we've been playing. But if you guys have been playing any cool games, let us know in the Facebook group.
Yeah.
Or on YouTube.
Or on YouTube.
Which I imagine this episode is like a weird, like, visual episode. Just watch it. You know what I mean? Because it's like daylight outside.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Do you think they can see that? Like, I can't really tell from like the little thing that it's like daylight. I guess because we always have lights.
Have to look at it like back to back. I doubt it looks much different.
Yeah, but it'll be cool. Anyway, so let's move on to the topic of the show.
The topic of the show.
Which I'm excited for this topic of the show because this was one of my favorite handheld like consoles of all time.
It's a good one.
It's our top 10 Nintendo DS games, like the original DS, or DS Lite, whatever.
Yeah,
doesn't matter. I feel like most people didn't get a DS till the DS Lite.
I had that OG.
Oh, dude, me and you had that brick.
We were picto chatting from closet to closet, dude. You know what I'm saying?
I love picto chat, dude. It's like sending crazy shit on there.
Those are the good old days, man.
Yeah, you don't even want to know what we were picto chatting gold. No, but anyways, yeah, let's start it off. Do you want to start off? Do you want me to take it? Do you want?
I can start it off if you want.
Okay, number 10.
So my number 10 is gonna be Feel the Magic XYXX.
Feel the Magic was a good game.
It was so weird and quirky, and it kind of had like a WarioWare thing going for it, where it was like a bunch of mini games. It, like the way it utilized the touch screen and the microphone and all the different
blowing.
Blowing. I don't know. It was just interesting and weird, and like there was all kinds of little secrets in the game, and it was like oddly sexual. And,
yeah,
like,
for no reason.
And it was like. It was just good, though. And it was visually really appealing, like super colorful.
Silhouettes.
At the time when the DS came out, it was like amazing to see like the 3D silhouettes and the colors and stuff. It was like, whoa, this is like next gen. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I love that game.
It was very strange, and it's very nostalgic for me to think about. Like, just because I remember it was one of the first games, like, that you had on the DS, and we would just like share it. Like we shared a lot of DS games just because we both got them.
Racer, bro.
Oh my fucking goodness, I forgot.
We were always sharing that. I mean, it wasn't like the most technically great game ever, but like we were played the fuck out of Ridge Racer, mainly because you only needed one cartridge. It had the download and play feature.
Which Ridge Racer was that? Was that Ridge Racer 6? Or just DS?
I think it was Ridge Racer Asphalt or DS.
Asphalt, dude. It was Asphalt.
Yeah.
All right. Man, I wish I would have remembered that. Okay, I would have put that on my list somewhere.
That was a good one.
My number 10, this game got like a 2 out of 10 everywhere, but I fucking loved it. I don't give a fuck what anybody says about this game. Marvel Nemesis Rise of the Imperfects.
Oh, see, okay. I love this game too. But I don't love it on DS.
I thought it was great, but you had a PSP though at that time. I was going to say,
I also don't love it on the GameCube. They had it on every console, but every version was very different.
A little bit.
Like,
it wasn't very different.
It was pretty different. The PSP version is the best version of Marvel Nemesis.
Really?
There's no changing my mind about this. I don't even give a shit about the PlayStation 2 version or anything like that. Like the PSP version was sick. It looked better. It was like a different developer or something. And like it was just so good on the PSP. But like, you know,
the reason why I liked it on the DS, this is my personal favorites. Like, and the reason why I liked it is because at the time I didn't have a PSP. Like, you got a PSP before me, and I loved Marvel, and I love this game. I had it on GameCube as well.
Sick game. I had it on Xbox also. I had it on Xbox and PSP. And it was awesome.
You had to have it on both, and like I just loved playing it like on portable. Like, even though it wasn't a good game portably, like just to see it the way it looked,
it was so good on PSP.
So cool, dude.
Dude, that game was my shit, bro. Like, and like just the way like like it was kind of like
the story was interesting,
and I liked how it wasn't just like a side to side, you know, like you could if you're Spider-Man, you could swing over here and pick up a car and throw it, you know, or you could like, you know, latch onto the wall or do a flip, or if you're like a big bulky character, you can pick up heavier things in the environment, and it was like little environments that were like destructible. It was cool.
Yeah, and it was fun multiplayer. You know, like we could just go on multiplayer and fuck the shit out of each other. Not like in that way.
not like striking vipers.
I love this episode. Okay. Yeah, dude, just me, Iron Man. You?
No, there were so
Captain
many
America?
characters though. That was what was cool about that game.
Yeah, dude.
And like you could be the villains, you could be the heroes, but it was all just like cool Marvel characters. Just
Fuck yeah.
like it had weird ones too, like Havoc and like characters like from X-Men, Venom. It was before they had like separated the X-Men from the other universe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like all mixed
Storm.
together. Storm, Spider-Man, Wolverine.
Dude, take me back.
That game was sick. I think you could even be the robot that was in X-Men, the Sentinel or whatever.
Yeah.
That shit was so cool.
Lots of secret characters, lots of weird shit going on in that game. Like it starts out with the Hulk dying,
yeah.
Captain America.
Yeah.
And who else died? Who else?
Punisher.
The Punisher. That's what
Yeah.
it was. You see his flag. You don't ever play as the Punisher in that
No,
game.
he's not a playable
He's
character.
dead.
But he is like in the story. Man, I love that game.
Yeah, throwbacks, dude. But yeah, that was my number 10 on the DS. Don't give a fuck.
So
What you got for
good
number 9?
10. Good number 10. My number 9 is Mario Kart DS.
So Mario Kart DS is my number 7. But I love Mario Kart DS. Mario Kart DS kind of took some like aspects from Diddy Kong Racing from the N64 in a way. Do you remember that? Like
Yes.
where you just got there's bosses. Like, do you remember how weird that was?
Yeah, that was really weird.
Fucking weird.
But I
dude.
liked it.
Me too.
You know what I mean? Speaking of which, did you play the Diddy Kong Racing remake they did for DS?
I didn't like it. Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't. It was okay.
it wasn't that good.
It wasn't that good.
The DS version is all. Is
Weird.
right,
Well, there was a lot of great ports for the DS, but that was not one.
Not one of them. Didn't they take Conquer out of it?
I think so. Probably for like obvious reasons.
Yeah, obvious reasons, but like it's like you can't just take Conquer
Yeah, for
out
real.
of it.
That was kind of like one of the things that made the game so great. It's like,
For sure, absolutely. But what do you like Mario Kart DS?
oh man, first of all, it looked really good for the old school
For
DS.
the time.
For the time, it was like, damn, that
Yeah.
game looks great, and like the gameplay was really good. I think it's arguably still one of the best Mario Kart games. You know what I mean? First of all, this is the only Mario Kart game so far out of all the like top 10 lists we've done so far. This is the only Mario Kart game that's made my list.
That's
So
true.
if that says anything about how good this game
It was
is.
the first Mario Kart game to have online
Yeah.
play.
Wow. And one of the best DS games to do it. You know what I mean? If you ask me. I don't know. It just had a lot going for it. I feel like it was before its time. I feel like it was the quality of like one of those new 3DS games on the old DS. You know? I don't know. It was just so good.
For sure. My number 9 is Pokemon Conquest. Did you ever play this one?
No.
Okay, so Pokemon
Is
Conquest.
that the one where they're all little squares? Or no, that's
No, that was horrible.
what was that?
So Pokemon Conquest is a crossover between Pokemon and this like Japanese game that was very similar to Fire Emblem. I don't think we ever had an American version of the game, so I don't know why they thought to do this, but it was really cool. It was like, do you remember that Lord of the Rings game that was very similar to Fire Emblem?
No, not really.
Where it's like tactics, almost like a
Mm-mm.
tactics
That
game.
sounds tight, but I don't
So,
remember.
It's just Pokemon tactics. Just take that.
That
and
sounds fucking sick.
dude, it's really sick. It's the weirdest game that you could ever imagine, but it was amazing.
That sounds really cool. Do you catch the Pokemon and stuff?
I don't remember there being any catching. Like, I think you catch Pokemon by beating like certain levels, and then they get added to your teams.
Kind of like Rumble or what was that one game? Yeah, I think it was Pokemon Rumble, where you like fight them.
Yeah, kind of. But this was all like, it was good. It was just good. It wasn't bad. It wasn't Rumble.
Yeah,
You know, like I wish I could explain it more.
I'll have
but
to look this up. This sounds great.
yeah, it's great. Go check that out. Pokemon Conquest. What you got for number 8?
So number 8 for me is Cooking Mama 2, Dinner with Friends.
Oh, dude, Cooking Mama. Fuck.
Did you ever play Cooking
Oh,
Mama?
yeah, dude.
Bro.
Cooking Mama was the shit.
A lot of my games are like little mini game packed games. I don't know. For some reason, those were really appealing to me in the DS era, you know? But Cooking Mama particularly is just something special. Like, just like, I don't know, little things like you gotta like peel, like get the scales off the fish, or you gotta like, add the stuff in the blender, and you got to put the little lid back on the blender by touching the top. It was just
yeah, dude. It was just the gimmick of the DS that made it so cool.
True.
The novelty.
True. It was such an awesome game. And I don't know, it was like you feel like you're accomplishing something while you're playing it for some reason. It's kind of like Overcooked. You know what I mean? Only a little more like chill. It
maximized the DS's touchscreen potential and the dual screen potential. Yeah. That's what was cool about it.
I love that game.
Number 8 for me was Metroid Prime Hunters, which I imagine is on yours, right?
Yeah, it's up there a little further, but yeah, definitely on mine.
One of the first games that I remember playing on my DS was the demo version of this. Do you remember getting the demo of it?
I do. It came with my DS.
Yeah, it comes with the demo, and then
I remember being so impressed by it too.
Yeah, you could play the multiplayer Hunters multiplayer where we would just kill each other. Do you remember that?
Yeah, dude.
I remember sitting in my parents' car, and you and I waiting for a movie to start at the movies. And I don't remember why this was. I can't remember if it was because my parents watched a different movie and me and you and AJ went to go watch something else, but we were waiting for our movie to start. It didn't start at the same time, and we just sat outside in the car playing the multiplayer over and over again.
Man.
Dude, that's so good. That local play.
That game was so good, dude. In my opinion, it's one of the better Metroid Prime games in general.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it stacks up really nicely against even the ones that came out on, Wii and stuff later,
Do you remember the story? I don't really remember exactly what the story was, but you're the hunters are those, weird creatures. Do you remember them?
Man, I don't really remember much about it other than just blasting the fuck out of stuff and rolling through little passageways.
Rolling through the whole.
I remember the gameplay being really smooth and tight, though.
For a DS game specifically, the graphics were
beautiful. I remember the story wasn't bad. You know what I mean? I just don't really remember anything.
And that's why it scored so low on mine, is I couldn't remember the story.
Yeah.
But other than that, I loved it.
But I definitely remember it being really the only worthwhile first-person shooter on the DS, if you ask me, that I can think of. Yeah. So what are we at, 7?
Yep.
So my number 7 is The Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks. This is kind of controversial Legend of Zelda title, mainly because of the way you control Link. Spirit Tracks and the Phantom Hourglass before it are both Wind Waker spinoffs. They have that same art style, but in both games you control, the main game happens on the bottom touchscreen, and then the top is your map, and you control Link with with your stylus, and you have the fairy basically, and he follows the fairy, and you swipe. It's just a really unique control system, and all your little tools and tricks and stuff kind of work with the DS touchscreen. Your boomerang, you trace an outline of where you want the boomerang to go, and then it'll follow the outline. So you do puzzles and stuff like that. I don't know, it's really creative. I wasn't a huge fan of the touchscreen controls. I'd almost rather have had it just a traditional Zelda game, but in most aspects it delivered where you want a Zelda game to deliver. And in that respect, I think it definitely needs to be on the list because it was really good. And
it looked like Wind Waker. The graphics were
did.
Great.
It was better than Phantom Hourglass too. It took a lot of the things that Phantom Hourglass did wrong and fixed them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. It was really good.
For sure.
And the train thing was kind of fun. You'd route your little train route, and he would just go
fucking go over the water on a train track. Yeah, that game was dope. And that my number 7 is Mario Kart DS.
Oh yeah,
that's it is what it is. Let's move on to 6.
So we're moving on to 6. My number 6 is WarioWare Touched. This is the last.
That's my number 4.
Oh, really?
Dude, WarioWare Touch was a classic.
It was a classic. It was Feel the Magic, only 5 times better.
Way better.
It was so good, and it was so that's nostalgia city for me. If I see the music or the little screen or
with
whatever.
the little characters as you move through the campaign, you get different characters that pop up on the little home screen. Dude, and you click on them.
Even the WarioWare level on Smash Bros gets me nostalgic. You know what I mean?
Dude,
man, that
Touched
game
was insane.
It was so insane, and it was so creative with its mini games. Every mini game was just clever and really innovative with how it used the the microphone and the fucking
dude, I love that
everything,
shit.
dude.
And like it was like it didn't have to be that good. I feel like
they could have had like way less mini games built
Mm-hmm.
into it, and it still would have been acceptably good. You know what I mean? Like,
think of it in the way that it's like, okay, take Mario Party mini games and just take the Mario Party aspect out of it. Just give you a whole game of mini games,
and then put them in a machine gun and shoot them at you as fast as you can.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
you know?
That's exactly what it was, and it was optimized perfectly for the DS. Like it used every little aspect of the dual screen.
You like flipping your DS around,
Yeah,
like
dude.
trying to get it.
Fucking flipping the screen, blowing into the microphone to like blow fucking boats and
Right.
shit, like wind cells and stuff.
It was the only game that had you like driving 1 second like it was a car, and then like screaming at your DS the next.
Oh yeah,
and
you had to
shit,
yell
like...
at it and shit. Oh yeah, good times.
So much fun.
Number 6 for me is Final Fantasy IV on the DS, which was a remake, obviously, but the remake was like the graphics were really good.
Man,
You know,
that's
for the time.
yeah.
I was
there was a
super
lot of
into
good
it.
little games like that they put over. You know, there's a lot of games that I know would probably be on my top 10 if I tried them. You know what I mean? Like I never
Mhm.
played like The World Ends With You or like Chrono Trigger or any of that. So I know there's a lot of great games that I never even got around to playing on
Oh,
the
you
DS.
never played Chrono Trigger on the DS?
No, I didn't.
Well, this one, Final Fantasy IV on the DS was great because it had like full 3D cutscenes. You know, like it's just another Final Fantasy game, like one of the older Final Fantasy games. So it's like it was just really fun to me. Like it gave me something that was long, and like I just have a lot of nostalgia for it. Like just hanging out in my room during like summer when school was out.
Yeah.
And having nothing else to do, so I would just sit there and play through this game. And I had no really like I had no nostalgia for it at the time because I didn't play Final Fantasy IV on like the SNES or whatever the fuck it came out on originally. So this
Yeah.
was my first experience with it, and I just loved it, dude.
Man, that's really cool. I love that. Love that.
I remember at the time naming one of our songs in our band Phoenix Down because of this game.
Really?
Yeah, this is where I was like, oh, dude, this is like my first experience like playing a Final Fantasy game all the way through and not like just playing it at your house like on the PlayStation, like playing Final Fantasy 7 or whatever.
Yeah.
This was like my first Final Fantasy experience.
You know, I know they put the Dragon Quest games on DS too.
Mhm.
There's a lot of like really good JRPGs on the DS.
Oh yeah, perfect.
What was that? 6?
Yeah, we're going to 5.
Okay, so 5 for me is Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars.
Surprisingly, I never played this game.
It's really good, actually, especially for the time. Now,
Oh yeah.
like hindsight, you know, if it was on the 3DS or something, it would probably be a little less impressive.
Yeah.
You know, but it took the top-down formula from the original games,
Made it 3D.
and kind of made it 3D and made it more like approachable. Like I always like looked at the original games and thought, you know, that almost looks like something I would enjoy playing. But then Chinatown Wars, I don't know, it adds just enough modern touch to make it like fun. You know what I mean? And it really holds up in the sense of like the free roaming Grand Theft Auto surprises, and like I don't know, it's just really fun. It's a good game. It's worth playing, especially with the DS having the map on the bottom. It really like expands your map and stuff.
That's smart.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and going to Chinatown, it just like it's just its own little thing. That sounds interesting. I wish I would have played it at the time.
It was also cool having like a really mature game on the DS.
Yeah.
You know, like it was just real graphic and violent, and it was kind of like, you know, odd to have a game that dark on the DS. You know what I mean?
For sure. Number 5 for me is one that I feel like a lot of people didn't like, but I loved. GoldenEye Rogue Agent, dude.
I never played it, I don't think. Was it just a remake of GoldenEye, or?
No, it was its own thing. It kind of got rid of the canon. Like you start out and it's like you like crash land and you're like the sole survivor. You're like this like weird like knockoff version of like the old school 007, but there's no there's no connection to the original GoldenEye or anything. It has nothing to do with that, but you could like dual wield and like all this stuff in it. It was so cool. Odd jobs in it. Like if you play the multiplayer, you can like
You
fight
gotta have
him.
odd job.
And that was my main part of it. It was me and AJ would play the download and play. Like, you didn't have to have 2 cartridges to play multiplayer.
That download and play, man.
Oh, fuck, dude. We played so much goddamn multiplayer with that. And this is what they used whenever they were making, like, the people who proposed a Halo DS game to Microsoft, and they showed them, like, have you ever seen the, like, YouTube video of, like, Halo for the DS?
No.
Like, somebody actually made Halo for the DS, or, like, a demo level of it.
Was it dope, or
was dude. I mean, at the time, it would have been dope as fuck.
Yeah.
But, like, Microsoft was like, no. Like, that's not going to happen. But it's out there. You can see gameplay of it.
Dude, I want to see that.
Go look up 007 Rogue Agent. I don't know why people hated on it at the time. I guess people, like, critics at the time were way older than me. I was still a young kid, and I thought this was mind blowing to me to see a first person shooter on the DS that didn't look like fucking King Kong.
Yeah,
that fucking shitty ass game.
Well, it's kind of like that that 007 Nightfire for the Game Boy Advance I used to play.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, it wasn't very impressive, like, technically, but, like, I got so much out of it just because it was like a first person shooter on, like, a tiny little fucking.
Take
what?
that and move it to the next level. Like, that's
dude.
what it was. It looked good. I don't care what
Yeah.
anybody says. It still looks good to me. If,
Yeah.
like, you were to want a DS first person shooter, that's the one that I would go with.
Dude, I want one.
Well, what you got for number 4?
Number 4 for me is Metroid Prime Hunters.
Okay.
So
we've talked about that. Number 4 for me is WarioWare Touched. We've talked about that.
Okay. So moving on to 3, got the hard hitters here at the end.
Yeah.
Number 3 for me is Pokemon Black and White.
That's the one. That's like one of the only Pokemon games I haven't played. Like, I played a little bit of it, but I didn't like it because it was
You didn't like it?
No, I didn't like it at all.
Why?
Because it was so different, like, which is weird because I wanted different. Like, I was like, oh man, I want Pokemon to up their game or whatever. And then that one, Black and White, was based on, like, America, right?
Kind of, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's supposed to be based on, like, their version of America. And I just didn't get into it, dude. I don't know what it was. Maybe
I loved it. You maybe should go back and try it again.
Yeah, I might need to.
I think you might enjoy it more now as an adult. I think a lot of people didn't like it at the time because, like, the generation of Pokemon was kind of not creative.
It was whack.
Yeah, like, they had, like, the trash bag Pokemon and the ice cream Pokemon and shit. Like, a bunch of weird, stupid ones that came out at that era. But
Black and White 2 added the old school ones to them, right?
Yeah. I think that was another thing, is that there wasn't any of the original ones or something.
That's what it was.
There was something wrong with it, like that, like there wasn't any of the originals or something. But I really liked Black and White. I had so much fun with it, and, like, I don't know, I just got a kick out of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Particularly Black. I actually never played White. I played Black version.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody expects everybody to play both of the like one of them. You know what I mean? Number 3 for me is Animal Crossing Wild World. Me and my little sister love this game.
This is another game that I'm sure is excellent. I just never actually played it, so I didn't put it on my list.
Have you played any of the Animal Crossings?
Mm-mm.
Oh, dude, you of all people would fucking love Animal Crossing.
I'm waiting for the Switch one. When it comes out on Switch, I'm for sure gonna get it.
Yeah, I bought this for my little sister and ended up playing it for myself. Like, she is like a lifelong fan now because of this game. Like,
yeah.
I remember buying it for her whenever she was like real little. And I just, like, there's something so charming about Animal Crossing. This one was kind of like, it was like the sequel to the GameCube one. It wasn't that much different from the original, but, like, I didn't really get into the GameCube one as much as this one, so it didn't really matter to me that much. I just loved it,
Man.
And there's no reason to go into talking about why Animal Crossing is my number 3. It's just like, I've talked about Animal Crossing ad nauseum. So,
and it's so good, and it's like it's kind of like Dead Rising. It's one of those series. It's not like Dead Rising at all, but it's if you like the series,
you're gonna like
probably
them all.
like every entry. Yeah. So
number 2.
Number 2 for me is New Super Mario Brothers.
Nice.
I really like this game. Again, this kind of goes back to what I was saying about Mario Kart DS. It looked like leaps and bounds better than other games at the time.
Yeah, it added the Mega Mario.
The Mega Mario,
which was really cool to me. I loved that game. It didn't make my top list, and there's a reason why. But I thought this it introduced the new Super Mario Bros. Look to it.
Mm-hmm.
It added the whole like thing where like the enemies are like dancing to the music in the
Oh,
background,
yeah.
and they pop pop. You know, they jump whenever
I
the
love
music
that.
would happen.
God, I love that game. I
So
like the
good.
Wii version a lot of that game, too.
Oh, dude, me too. We'll get into that. Wait, did we already go over Wii? We already
Yeah,
did
we
Wii.
did Wii,
Yeah,
yeah.
dude, I fucking loved it.
Woo.
New Super Mario Bros. Was my shit.
It's a good game.
But number 2 for me is Super Mario 64.
Ah.
And the reason why is because it had all the other playable characters.
Yeah,
You know,
that's my number 1.
yeah, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it added that whole collectathon thing where it like just got even more
Well,
collecty.
and the bunnies, you know, like they
yeah,
had
dude.
the bunnies in the first one, but then there's just rabbits everywhere now.
Yeah.
And you know from the first one, like you catch a rabbit, something good happens. So
Yeah, you
there's,
gotta
like,
get the stars, dude.
And then, like you said, the extra playable characters really spiced it up. Just the fact that you could be like, and they all had their own little thing, so you could go through like familiar like Mario 64 levels and like
that's what I
play them
mean.
differently. It was just so cool.
It added that Donkey Kong 64 aspect to it where you would have to play as different characters to
Yeah.
get different shit.
And I think, that was one of my favorite features of Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah.
And I don't know, dude. I think Super Mario 64 DS is like just one of the best fucking, like, it in my opinion, it's the best DS game. I love being Yoshi. I just love that fucking game so much.
Yeah, dude.
Everything about it. And they had the
Wario.
extra levels and stuff. There's like 30 extra stars or something in that. Like the original one had 120. I think this one had 150 or something.
It was like 160, I think.
Yeah.
160
They really
something.
kicked it to the next level, dude. I fucking love that game.
And it had multiplayer.
And
well,
it had
mini
more
games.
secrets. You know how like there was like little secrets in the castle throughout the first one? There's even more secrets hidden in this one. And I fucking love it. Like,
definitely. Dude, I love it. I love that game. But that's number 2 for me. Number 1, you already said you're number 1,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 for me is Pokemon Heart Gold.
Ooh,
that's why
Heart Gold.
Yeah.
Okay.
Heart Gold was everything I ever wanted. Gold was my favorite game originally.
Yeah.
Heart Gold brought it back with this 3D isometric look to it. You could have any Pokemon walking behind you and it'd have its own little animation. It wouldn't just be Pikachu,
Yeah, that
like
was
you'd
cool.
have like Cyndaquil walking behind you.
I had Soul Silver at the same time. You had Heart Gold.
Really?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, this was the one that came with the little pedometer where you could like put your Pokemon on there and you go walk and it would like level it up and shit and get you little items.
Dude, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I would go to the track and just walk around with my pedometer or like,
Man,
whenever
dude.
me and AJ would go skateboarding, I'd have it with me. Oh man, I love that game so
That was
much.
a good game for sure. The only reason, like, I don't know. It's the same thing with like Fire Red and Leaf Green and those. For some reason, I like the old art style better. Like the older, shittier looking one that was like black and white. I just love that. I don't know, like the
I like the old one just as much as I like this one, but it's a different thing. Like
it's very different.
it had 16 gems instead of 8. Like it was like,
oh, I loved that.
Yeah,
that
dude.
shit was sick. They
So
did the
much
same
to
thing
it.
for Emerald. Do you remember that?
Did they?
Mhm.
Did they have 16?
Yeah.
I thought this was the first one that did the 16.
I could be wrong. Hang on, let me see. I was pretty sure Emerald did it too.
Well, you look that up, but I mean, Gold and Heart Gold are my favorite Pokemon games of all time. Like, there's no beating them for me. A lot of people like Silver more for some reason. I don't get it. Gold's just my thing. But,
Maybe not. I'm not sure.
But that's it for our top 10. You got any?
No, I don't even have any honorable mentions on this
There's
one.
no need for them. These are the
Yeah,
tops.
This is
dude.
the top for me,
And we didn't do 3DS with this one because 3DS had its own lineup of games. Like it would be different if it was like the same games, or whatever. But 3DS, oh, dude, I can't wait for 3DS.
Yeah, 3DS is going to be epic for sure. And PSP is going to be really a special one.
Oh, that's going to be a good one too.
Man.
But yeah, so let us know your top 10 Nintendo DS games at the Facebook group.
And you're right. Heart Gold was the first one to have the 16 gems.
Oh, okay.
Which I thought was fucking cool, dude. That
It
was
was
such a
dope
good
as
idea,
hell.
dude. Because you think, oh, my adventure's over, and then it's like, oh shit,
No, it's
my
not.
adventure's just beginning.
But yeah, go to facebook.com/groups/GameSpeak podcast. We're going to move on to the People's Champ. Brent, who is our champ?
Well, we have a champ. We have a champ here.
Okay, I like
We
that.
got a champ.
I'm still waiting on him.
There is one champ.
One question, one champ.
There is a champ. It's Chad McLean.
Ooh, what's up, Chatty?
The chattest of chads.
By the way, Chad, thank you for that recommendation on Facebook recently.
He's the best.
He's the best.
He's the best. It's just bottom line.
Yeah.
He says, what superhero would you say describes you?
As much as I want it to be Superman, as most people I would imagine, I can't say that. I would say the one that describes me the most, if I had to be real, like my dark side, I would say the Punisher. Like I have a very, very depressive side of me that comes out sometimes, and I would like to imagine that's the Punisher. On the other hand, it doesn't get good, so I'm gonna go ahead and say Spider-Man because I have very real problems, and I feel like he has very realistic problems.
Yeah,
So
I would say Spider-Man, but for different reasons. Like, I would say Spider-Man mainly because I'm, like, more or less an optimist in most situations. You know what I mean? I feel like Spider-Man, despite being, like, tied down and beaten up, he's still going to crack a joke at you. You know what I mean?
That's true.
But also, Spider-Man isn't, like, the most physically strong superhero. You know what I mean? Like, he can still...
Have you seen them abs,
he
dude?
can
Them
still
spider abs?
pick up a car, stop a train, or whatever. But, like, most of the fucking villains Spider-Man goes up against are way stronger than him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like Spider-Man's got to, like, rely on his brain most of the time. And, like, the spider senses and stuff. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm pretty, like, good with, like, intuition and, like, having a good sense of, like, where, if something's going to happen. I kind of know. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that might be my, like, superpower if I had one.
For real. Yeah, no, I feel that. Thanks, Chad.
Thanks,
I
Chad.
like that one.
Great question. So we also have Justin Walker here. He says, is Fallout 76 worth checking out again with the new updates? In my opinion, it's worth jumping in and trying the Battle Royale mode, but it's not really worth, like, going back in and, like...
Even with the NPCs now?
Well, the NPCs aren't in there, are
Oh,
they?
they're not there yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
If they were, I'd be all over that. I think they will be by the end of the year.
Yeah.
But, as it stands right now, go play some Battle Royale on there, but, like, don't expect to get, like, sucked back into the story or anything, because there's really not that much more going on in the main world.
I think he's talking about the updates with the NPCs, but
they're
not out yet.
I don't think they're out yet, yeah.
Yeah.
Corey Riche says, do y'all ever do unboxing recordings?
No, because we don't ever buy anything.
If you want to send us some money to buy something, we will unbox the fuck out of it.
Send us something to unbox, and then we'll send you the product.
We'll
like if you're gonna buy something,
yeah.
like if you're gonna buy something for yourself, send it to us and we'll open it. I know that sounds horrible, but then we'll just fuck around. We'll open it and then we'll send it right back to you.
Yeah. You can contribute, guys. If you want unboxing videos, give us stuff to unbox.
Yeah, you can send it to my apartment. I'm just gonna throw this out here. I don't give a fuck. Send it to 2213 North Fraser Street, apartment 606.
You're gonna get a bomb.
That's Conroe, Texas 77303. Send me whatever you want. I don't give a fuck. I will open the shit out of it.
You're asking for it, bro.
Dude, send it. We're unboxing a bomb today.
Beep, beep.
It's a dud. It's like, this thing sucks, dude.
Yeah, it does.
Is that all of our listener questions?
We have one more.
Ooh, who's it from?
Kyle McAvoy.
Ooh, what's up?
He says, how does one go about finding the appropriate amount of money to charge for one's bathwater?
Oh, okay. So this is a reference. Have you seen this?
I have the
chick? The chick who is like, buy Gamer Girl bathwater. I'll sell you my bathwater. She's, which I find really unfortunate because I feel like I could never sell bathwater. Nobody would buy my bathwater. That's really upsetting to me.
She's sold out, dude. She sold all of her bathwater.
She's out?
She's out.
She
doesn't have any left to sell. She's going to have to take another bath.
You know how much how much upfront cost that is to get bathwater? Imagine her water bill, dude.
Oh.
She had to take one bath.
Astronomical.
Oh my god. I think you base it on the demand. Like if there was a bunch of fucking people.
Pretty soon she's just going to be pruned up. That's probably why, you know?
Yeah. But he's asking how do you decide how much it would cost? I would say it really just depends on how many people are sending me emails or Facebook posts or whatever. If people were asking for my bathwater, I guarantee you I'll sell you some bathwater. I don't give a fuck who you are. Yeah.
I think from an economic standpoint, you have to give it like a false sense of high value. Even if nobody's buying it, you know? Mark it up to like $50, you know, be like, oh, this is the last 10 cans of bathwater. Better get it fast.
And then you go home and cry to your girlfriend that no one's buying your fucking bathwater, your gamer bathwater.
What the fuck is wrong with fucking people, dude? Like, why?
It's a fetish, dude. It's a fetish. That's what it is. She's a capitalist. She's taking advantage of these poor, horny men who just want some fucking bathwater from a girl that they'll never, ever, 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 ever see in real life. You think she actually took a bath in that water? No, she's just fucking putting water in a mason jar and smacking her fucking brand name on the top of it, whatever her brand name is, and selling it to these people. And if she is sending them the real thing, good for her. You know, let her do her thing.
I hope she's at least sending the real thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, you better at least get what you fucking paid for if you're paying like $40 for some bathwater.
I want some murky shit. There better be some fucking hairs in there.
You better at least like dissolve some fucking soap into it or something. You know, I want some fucking like. You better fuck it up a little. You know, I can't. If I get a bottle or jar and it's just some clean water, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, there better be some Midsummer going on in there, dude.
Yeah. Oh god, gross.
Watch Midsommar, you'll understand. Anyways, this week in gaming history, Brent, take us back.
This week in gaming history, on July 8th, 2009.
July 8th, 2009. What kind of game?
It was a shooter.
On what console?
Came to PS3 and Xbox 360, I think.
2009?
Yeah.
Well, it was before Skyrim, that's for sure. Oblivion's already out at this point. That came out in 2007. I don't know why I'm thinking of those anyways. They're not shooters, but 2009, a fucking shooter. Was it online multiplayer?
It was.
Was it a really big game? Was it well received?
It was well received. I don't think it was like a really big game. It came bundled with a pretty big game.
Came bundled with a game? Mm-hmm. So it came with another game?
Can I tell you what game it came with?
Yeah.
Bundled with?
Would that give it away though?
Maybe.
No, just tell me what it
came bundled with Battlefield 3. If you bought Battlefield 3, they gave you this game for free.
Was it Bad Company?
No. But it was another Battlefield game.
Battlefield 2?
Mm-mm.
Battlefield 1947?
3.
1943?
Yeah, you got it. That's the one. Dope-ass game. A lot of fun. It was cool.
I didn't know that came with it.
Yeah. I don't know if it was like meant to. I think it came out a little before, and they're like,
came out way before.
Yeah, we'll throw it in there.
That was a PC game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that game. It's so much fun. They had it looking real spiffy on the PS3 and Xbox. But I don't know, something about flying those old school planes really just like
it's dope.
Gets me cranked, bro.
Yeah, dude. It's like Crimson Skies. What you got? What other thing?
That's it.
That's it. We just won this week.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird week.
Yeah, man, that was a fun episode, dude. I felt like we had a lot of weird shit going on this episode. I loved it, dude.
Yeah, it was a good one, man.
Thanks guys for listening. Remember, you've been listening to GameSpeak podcast courtesy of createforsanity.com. The show posts for free every Wednesday on all podcast directories, including now in YouTube HD. You know what I'm talking about?
Coming at you Wednesdays and Saturdays on YouTube.
Yeah. Be sure to submit any questions you want read on the show, like Chad and who else asked us questions? Kyle. Corey. Who else asked us? That's it. Kyle, Corey.
Somebody else.
Kyle, Corey, and Chad.
No, there's somebody else. It's okay. I can't remember.
That was Kyle, Corey, and Chad.
It was Kyle, Corey, and Chad,
but Corey asked twice.
There was one Mo.
No, he asked 2 questions.
No, hold up.
Kyle, Corey, and Chad.
It's Justin also. Kyle, Corey, Chad, and Justin.
Justin asked a question?
Yeah.
Which one was his?
The Fallout 76 question.
Really? I thought that was Corey. I'm sorry.
Tisk.
I didn't hear you say his name.
Tisk
and Justin.
Tisk.
That's my B. Be sure to submit any questions you want read like them on GameSpeak Podcast Facebook group at facebook.com/group/GameSpeak Podcast, or just leave it in the comments on YouTube. Check out our video content on YouTube. All you have to do is search Create for Sanity. It's all one word, or look up youtube.com/AljafferJamel. If we get 50 more, subscribers on there, then we won't have to call it Aljaffer Jamel anymore. We'll just call it youtube.com/GameSpeak Podcast. And if you want to stay up to date with your boys, you can find me on Twitter at the handle Aljaffer Jamel, and Brent at Brent Has One. And check out the GameSpeak Podcast Instagram. I've been posting on there daily, posting stories. I caught a Blastoise, like a real life one on there. If you go check